football talk show that holds back nothing on opinions.
Straight shooting LJA.
Hi, I'm John Sitton.
Grassroots.
Hello, I'm Rob Dress.
G-Man.
Sonley, Motivate Sports and Fitness.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, Director of the 4-Year Plan.
We the people, for the people. Jazzy Fizzle.
Your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Each and every Monday night of your lives.
At YouTube. /Pitch Talk.
For podcast links and information, check out our official website, www.pitch-talk.com.
Hello, I'm Rob Dress.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, Director of the 4-Year Plan.
Dave McLaughlin.
I'm Rob Lusher.
Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
Former Chairman of Ibis FC.
Chairman of Alexandra Park FC.
And you're listening to
Pitch Talk, the only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Make sure you join the revolution, the football revolution.
Hi, I'm John Sitton and I'm here with Gavin, Liam and Gerald on Pitch Talk.
The football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions.
Hello, I'm Rob Dress. My name is Christian Carambeu.
I'm Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hi, I'm Matt Hodgson, Director of the 4-Year Plan, and you're listening to Pitch Talk, the only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
I'm Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
I'm Rob Lusher, former Chairman of Ibis FC.
I'm Samir Sonley, co-founder and co-director of Motivate Sports and Fitness.
And you're listening
to Pitch Talk.
It's that time again. What time is it? Prime time. Because tonight it is prime time.
Oh no, not again.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, straight shooting LJ, the G-Man, and Jazzy Fizzle proudly bring to you the football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions, because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Oh my God, another mad, rip-roaring, busy week in football has taken place. We've seen history made, returns made to certain places in the country, but we'll get into that later. We've seen a lot go down. We've seen goals scored, tackles put in, eliminations happening, bans happening too. We've got a lot to talk about, but right now we would like to talk about your Monday Night Football and Fix. And that is Pitch Talk. www.pitch-talk.com is the official website. Jump over to www.pitch-talk.com, which is our official website, to find out about everything Pitch Talk. Also, Facebook.com/Pitch Talk. Become fan, become friend, become member of the group. Join the footballing revolution we are working so hard to create. Facebook.com/Pitch Talk. Also, pitchtalk.blogspot.com or .co.uk will get you to the blogs. Blogs by yours truly, straight shooting LJA, the G-Man, Jazzy Fizzle, and many others as well, including Dave Meir, aka at Meir-C. We've had Russ Vernon blogging for us before. We've had so many people blogging for us before, and we've got more coming. We have got more coming as well. Remember, 07535804466 is the mobile number. Call us, text us, let us know your views. Also, youtube.com/Pitch Talk is where you can find all of our videos, including Pitch Talk at the Cup Finals. The latest one being Pitch Talk at the FA Cup Final 2015. We met Arsenal fans, we met Aston Villa fans, including JBK, aka Jamie Bailey, aka Jamie Bailey now. Because of that cup final, he was a guest host of the show as well at that point. He was a guest host and filled in very well, actually. We also met Mr. Nick Patel, we met Lee Murray, we met Matt Plant, and so many others on Wembley Way. We even bumped into Wayne Schumann too. So it was fantastic stuff. Also, we have Pitch Talk meets Dave McLaughlin, chairman of Alexandra Park FC, our latest Pitch Talk meets interview on youtube.com/Pitch Talk. Remember, we are on Twitter, twitter.com/Pitch Talk or at Pitch Talk on Twitter. Tweet with us, follow us, see what we are up to. Also, we're on Skype. Pitch Talk 1 is us on Skype as well. Pitch Talk Live on Google Plus. If you're on Google Plus, come say hi. Come say hi. Come to that P window and say hi, baby. I still love doing the Dusty Rose impression. Rest in peace to the American Dream, baby. Also, we've got more coming up. We have actually got more coming up, more in the pipeline, if you will. So it is one of them was we are having fun bringing you all of this stuff and more. We've got a jam-packed show tonight, haven't we, Jazzy Fizzle?
Yes, sir.
How was your week and weekend been before we get moving on?
Week and weekend was good, man. You know, I have to say, shout out to my family, man. You know, love my family. Shout out to my brothers. Shout out to my cousins. You know, shout out to my sisters too, and my nieces and my nephews. And you know what? Gotta say, big belated Father's Day. Shout out to my old man. You know what I mean? Obviously, without him making it do what it do, wouldn't be here.
You know you is wrong.
So, you know, enough love to him. And of course, you know, my abuelito, nothing but love for him. Rest in peace. Extra special salute to Mr. Leroy Lakey. Rest in eternal peace as well. And you know what? I have to say, big shout out to my ex-wife. You know what I mean? Love you, baby. Shout out to her dad too. Happy Father's Day. And her brother. Happy Father's Day to him too. And of course, my next wife, love you, baby. All my future kids. Daddy loves you. And of course, the Pitch Talk family, thank you so much. You know what I mean? Because without you, there is no footballing revolution on a Monday night. There is no Monday night footballing fix. So thank all of you as well.
Definitely, baby.
But
I told her, my baby.
The real question, never mind about my weekend. How was the Ibis end of season escapade?
You know what? I kind of have to preface it. like this. I have to give it a bit of an intro.
Oh my goodness.
Ibis FC, the tour at Newcastle is back. And it was absolutely tremendous. My week wasn't too bad, but the weekend was absolutely tremendous. I have to give a massive shout out to everybody who was involved in the Ibis Newcastle tour. There are about 17 of us in the end. There are some videos on Facebook involving yours truly. There are others as well with the Yaya Colo Toure chart, which was just mental. Big time shout outs to Gosforth Bohemians. I'll go into that in more detail. The grassroots segment will be later on in the show. But yeah, big time shout outs to everyone at Ibis FC who came on the tour up to Newcastle. Michael Wood, aka Woody, big time shout outs. It was fantastic to see him returning and making a couple of cameos for the Ibis. Rolling back the years, man. Rolling back the years. One of them was the Newcastle tour, was tremendous. Stephen Halliday, Andy Matthews, Ollie Woodin, our chairman, Alex Minchell, Jack Lloyd, so many to name. there were so many of us on the tour. It was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, definitely gonna go into that more later. The G-Man was well,
was he legendary or imaginary? Or was he both?
It was legendary. It was legendary. It's a story that well, we're not gonna forget anytime soon. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna bury the G-Man. I'm not gonna do it. Because as some people say, what happens in Newcastle stays in Newcastle.
I'm pretty sure everybody says that, right?
Well, with some of the stories, yeah. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. But yeah, it was one of them. The weekend was made absolutely amazing because of that. Big shout outs to the Skypers that we've got in the house. The G-Man will be with us shortly as well. But big shout outs to the Skypers with us. We got Tom Woods, or we had Tom Wood a second ago. We got Russ Vernon. We've got also Kieran Riley, Mike Harniman, Ryan Sonley returning after a couple of weeks hiatus. And we actually got a new Skyper in the house as well, and that man is Gianluca Lia. So big time shout outs to all of the Skypers. Big time shout outs. Yeah, this is one of them ones, man. It's been a lot of fun already the weekend, so it's absolutely fantastic. It's fantastic. Also, big time shout outs to Gosforth Bohemians. I said we'll be going into that later, the first ever Mushroom Cup. And big shout out to Shine Cancer Support as well. I said we'll go into more detail on that in the grassroots segment later on. A couple more shout outs, just big shout outs to Richard Morpeth on Twitter, at Beautiful Game 15 on Twitter, and also at Hackney Wick FC as well, who've recently been formed. And we all have some announcements, hopefully very, very shortly. But big shout out to at Beautiful Game 15 as well on Twitter. Also, a big shout out to Finn White Line Magazine, aka at Tweet White Line on Twitter and Facebook.com/Finn White Line Magazine and FinnWhiteLineMagazine.com. Big shout out to Ian Kerr, the editor of that magazine. Big shout out to at Girls on the Ball on Twitter, www.girlsontheball.com. Big time shout outs at Girls on the Ball on Twitter, girlsontheball.com, facebook.com/Girls on the Ball as well. The FIFA Women's World Cup, they are out there in Canada following the Lionesses as well. So absolutely fantastic stuff. You know what? Let's kick the show into a bit of a higher gear. Heard of a higher gear? You might have heard of a higher brain pattern. There's your first real obligatory wrestling reference. Big shout outs to the AE podcast as well. And also Kayfabe Commentaries, who have their newest YouTube coming out, I think tomorrow. So, well, it is one of them ones. Let's jump into the first segment of the show, which is results and analysis. It's results and analyses. It's results and analyses. Yeah, not analysis. You guys, you guys are wrong. You guys are so wrong saying analysis. I don't even know where that started from. I really don't know where that started from. Anyway. Leaving.
Back to the story.
Leaving that aside. Got the music. No, I'm kidding. When that was gold Shane Douglas, so they got the music. Oh my word. You know what? It is one of them ones where we will go into, it's go to some results and analysis. And where we are going to start is with Tuesday, 16th of June, 2015. We're going to start with FIFA Women's World Cup Group A. China women 2, New Zealand women 2. Stocked opened the scoring on 28 minutes. Wang scored a penalty on 41 minutes. One of the other Wangs scored on 60 minutes. No jokes, please. Please, no jokes. And Wilkinson scored on 64 minutes to make that 2-2. Sorry, just had to pause a little there. I knew someone was going to start making Wang jokes. You are a disgrace. You're a disgrace. You're a disgrace. But anyway, leave it. Oh, Lord. It's degenerating already. Holland's women 1, Canada women 1. Lawrence opening the scoring on 10 minutes with Van de Ven equalising on 87 minutes. Women's World Cup. FIFA Women's World Cup Group C. Ogimi scoring the only goal of the game as Ecuador women fell to a 1-0 defeat to the Japanese women. So Ogimi getting the only goal on 5 minutes. Switzerland women 1, Cameroon women 2. Krajinogovacic opening the scoring on 24 minutes. Ongwene scoring on 47 minutes. And Ngono Mane scoring on 62 minutes gave Cameroon women the win. Copa America Group A. Chile 3, Mexico 3. Vuoso opened the scoring on 21 minutes. Arturo Vidal on 22 minutes equalized, or as beIN Sport commentator Ray Hudson calls him, King Arthur Vidal. I have not a clue why, but Ray Hudson is absolutely hilarious. If you ever get beIN Sport coverage of matches, Ray Hudson and his scripted ad-libs are fantastic. We had funny quotes, tweets, and moments last week, and we went through a few of them. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, Vuoso opened the score on 21 minutes. Vidal scored on 22 minutes. Jimenez scored to put Mexico in the lead on 29 minutes. Vargas scored on 42 minutes. Vidal scored a penalty on 55 minutes. And Vuoso scored again on 66 minutes. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Oh, my word. Anyway, Copa America, Group B. Paraguay 1, Jamaica 0. Benitez getting the only goal of the game on 36 minutes. Of course, Jamaica invited to the tournament. Now, let's shift on to Wednesday, 17th of June, 2015. UEFA European Under-21 Championships got started, and Group A, Czech Republic Under-21s 1, Denmark Under-21s 2. Kadabarek scoring on 35 minutes. Vestergaard equalised for Denmark on 56 minutes, but Sisto scored on 84 minutes. Germany Under-21s 1, Serbia Under-21s 1. Juricic opened the scoring on 8 minutes, but Liverpool's Emre Can, who's that again? Liverpool's Emre Can scored on 17 minutes to equalise. Gunter was sent off for a second booker ball on everyone's favourite minute, and that's 69. My favourite time is 6 to 9. 6 to 9, I said. See? Well, no. I'm too live through that. Anyway, FIFA Women's World Cup Group B. Oh, Lord, did I just make that connection? Anyway, yeah. From 69 to D. Anyway, yeah, leaving that one aside. FIFA Women's World Cup Group B. Australia women 1, Sweden women 1. Divana scoring on 5 minutes to open the scoring. And Jakobsen equalised on 15 minutes. Nigeria women 0, USA women 1. Abby Wambach scoring on 45 minutes, the only goal of the game. Nodim was sent off on 69 minutes. So, yeah. 69 minutes to open out Group D and to end Group D as well. Anyway, family show. 69 Group D. Family show. England 2, Colombia women 1. The Lionesses in Group F of the FIFA Women's World Cup. England getting that 2-1 win. Karen Carney opening the scoring on 15 minutes. Great delivery from Alex Greenwood, must be said. And Farrell Williams scored a penalty on 38 minutes, but Lady Andrade scored on 94 minutes to make it a bit of an uncomfortable last 30 seconds for the Lionesses. Mexico women 0, France women 5. Dili opened the scoring on the first minute. A Ruiz own goal added to that on 9 minutes. Eugenie Lissoma scored on 13 and 36 minutes. And Henry scored an absolute belter, goal of the week contender on 80 minutes. Copa America Group B, Argentina 1, Uruguay 0. Sergio Aguero with the only goal of the game on 56 minutes. Lovely finish it was as well. Moving and grooving on Thursday, 18th of June 2015. Italy under 21s 1, Sweden under 21s 2. Milosevic was sent off on 27 minutes, but Berardi scored a penalty on 29. Guidetti scored on 56. Sturaro was sent off for Italy on 80 minutes, and Felin was on the score sheet on 86 minutes with the winning goal. England under 21s 0, Portugal under 21s 1. Eduardo getting the only goal of the game on 57 minutes. Women's World Cup Group E, Costa Rica women 0, Brazil women 1. Fernandez dos Santos scoring on 83 minutes, the only goal of that game. South Korea women 2, Spain women 1. Boquete Giadans scoring on 29 minutes, Cho equalizing on 53 minutes, and Kim scoring on 78 minutes to give South Korea's women the win. Copa America Group C, Brazil 0, Colombia 1. A very bad-tempered game at the end of it. Murillo got the only goal of the game on 36 minutes. Neymar was booked on 45 minutes. Then, well, for a handball, clear handball as well. But then was sent off post-match. So basically, he booted the ball. He booted the ball at someone. Obviously incensed the referee a little. But Baka ran up, shoved him as well. Retaliatory shove, as some would put it. But apparently Neymar called the referee an SOB. And no, I'm not kidding on that one. Apparently he called him an SOB, and also he apparently tried to headbutt someone as well. The fallout to that is that Neymar has actually been banned for the rest of the Copa America because he's been suspended for 4 games. As said, the 23-year-old Barcelona forward was shown a red card for clashing with Colombia players after the 1-0 defeat. He was initially banned for 1 game, ruling him out of the final group match against Venezuela, but the South American Football Confederation reviewed the case and increased the punishment. Now, as I said, Brazilian media report suggested that he had confronted the referee before returning to the dressing room. So it's one of them. Carlos Bacca has been given a 2-game ban. Both players can appeal it, but here's one of them was. There was a bit of history. There is actually a bit of history to this, because if you remember the World Cup last year, Neymar got a broken bone in the back because he was kneed in the back by Colombia's Juan Zuniga in a challenge that went unpunished. So a little bit of history there, and very recent history as well. But so that's the fallout to that Brazil-Colombia match. Now shifting on to Friday, 19th of June 2015, the day that the Ibis made their way up to Newcastle. It was one of them. Was Mexico 1, Ecuador 2. Bolanos opened the scoring on 26 minutes. Ena Valencia scored on 57 minutes, and Jimenez scored a penalty on 64 minutes. In Group C, Peru 1, Venezuela 0. Amor Brieta sent off on 29 minutes, and Pizarro scoring on 72 minutes. Rounding out the scoring with the only goal of the game there. Now, Saturday, June 20th, 2015, the Under-21s European Championships. Serbia Under-21s 0, Czech Republic Under-21s 4. Clement opened the scoring on 8 minutes, scored again on 21 minutes, completed his hat-trick on 56 minutes. Frydek scored on 59 minutes to round out scoring for the Czech Republic Under-21s. Germany Under-21s 3, Denmark Under-21s 0. Volland opened the scoring on 32 minutes, scored again on 48 minutes, and Ginter rounded out the scoring on 53 minutes. Back to the FIFA Women's World Cup. Germany women 4, Sweden women 1. Mittag scoring on 24 minutes. Sasic scored a penalty on 35 minutes. She scored again on 78 minutes. Sembrant scored on 82 minutes, but Marozan scored on 88 minutes. Copa America Group A, Chile 5, Bolivia 0. Aranguiz scored on 3 minutes. Alexis Sanchez scored on 37. Aranguiz scored again on 66 minutes. Gary Medel got on the score sheet on 79 minutes, and Aralde's own goal on 86 minutes rounded out the score in there. Copa America Group B, Uruguay 1, Paraguay 1. And BBC Sport had one of the most embarrassing scripted ad-libs ever. All you guys playing off Uruguay, Paraguay. As a scripted ad-lib, whoever came up with all you guys should really be fired, because that scripted ad-lib was a legit
-5 stars.
And all I could think of when I saw it was,
tell me I did not just see that.
That was literally my reaction when I saw that. All you guys. It's like, really? So really? Come on. But anyway, Argentina 1, Jamaica 1 was the other result in that match. The scorers in the Uruguay-Paraguay match: Jimenez de Vargas on 29 minutes, Barrios Cáceres on 44 minutes. And in Argentina 1, Jamaica 0, Gonzalo Higuain got the only goal of the game on 11 minutes in that one. There's a bit of controversy going around, because one of the Jamaican players post-match took a selfie with Lionel Messi. And it's like, how the hell is there any controversy? Firstly, it was post-match. Secondly, that player might not ever get to take that kind of picture again. He may not get that opportunity. So why the hell not go for it? Anyway, leaving that one aside, and moving on to Sunday. 21st of June. Let's go into European Under-21 Championships again. Group B, Sweden Under-21s 0, England Under-21s 1. Jesse Lingard with the only goal of the game on 85 minutes. Italy's Under-21s and Portugal's Under-21s played out a 0-0 draw. In the FIFA Women's World Cup, the round of 16, China's women 1, Cameroon women 0. Wang getting the only goal of the game on 12 minutes. Brazil women 0, Australia women 1. One of the shocks of the tournament so far. Kaya Simon getting the only goal of the game on 80 minutes. We're going to come back to why that's so significant in a minute. France women 3, South Korea women 0. Delhi opened the scoring on 4 minutes. Tomis scored on 8 minutes, and Delhi scored again on 47 minutes. Copa America Group C, Colombia 0, Peru 0, and Brazil 2, Venezuela 1. Thiago Silva scoring on 9 minutes. Barbosa de Oliveira, aka Robinho, scoring on 51 minutes, and Fedor Flores scoring on 84 minutes. And also in the FIFA Women's World Cup round of 16, Canada women 1, Switzerland women 0. Belanga getting the only goal of the game on 52 minutes. Couple of facts and stats to run through. And by the way, the England Lionesses kick off at 10 p.m. tonight. We will keep you updated on that, as that will be the final hour of our show. We will keep you updated with that first half before we go off air. So it's one of them ones, BBC with coverage of that, and also follow Girls on the Ball for updates as well on the FIFA Women's World Cup, especially the Lionesses. At Girls on the Ball on Twitter and Facebook.com/Girls on the Ball. www.girlsontheball.com is their website too. Now, a good few little tidbits of information to give out in terms of the Women's World Cup. Kaya Simon finally broke Brazil's steadfast defense in Canada to see Australia to a 1-0 win over the South Americans. A first ever knockout game victory for the country, Australia, at any senior FIFA World Cup. So Simon's goal was the first Brazil had conceded in almost 4 hours of football at Canada 2015. So fantastic stuff. Good little bit of history for Australia there as a nation. Brilliant. And it's the women who made the history. Even better. Jorgen had an emotional farewell as well when the final whistle sounded on Sweden's match against Germany at the Lansdowne Stadium in Ottawa. Therese Jorgen sank to the ground. The reason? It was not only a reaction to her side's 4-1 defeat and ensuing elimination from the FIFA WWC in the round of 16, but also the fact that it was the last game of her career, and that career spanned almost 2 decades. Now, a bit more in terms of facts from the Women's World Cup. Pharrell Williams, who scored in the 2-1 win over Colombia, and it was a super header as well, is the first England women's player to have found the back of the net at 3 different World Cups, a record which she is honoured to have achieved. And Beckham is the only guy to have actually done it for the men's side. So very elite class. Pharrell Williams and David Beckham. Very elite class there. Scoring in 3 separate World Cups. Speaking of World Cups and World Championships, the Cerebral Palsy Football World Championships 2015 is currently being staged at the FA's National Football Centre, St George's Park, home of English football. And it started on Tuesday, 16th of June, and will run through till the 28th of June, 2015, Sunday, 28th of June, 2015. The England Cerebral Palsy versus Russia game will take place at St. George's Park at 4:30 p.m. this coming Wednesday, the 24th of June. So it's one of them ones. If you're in the Birmingham area, in St. George's area, get yourself down to that and show your support. You can watch it live on the FA.com, or you can go to www.cp2015.com/tickets. So there's going to be 48 matches over the 12 days of competition. Teams divided into 4 groups of 4, with the top 2 progressing to challenge for the title, and the 3rd and 4th place going into secondary playoff fixtures to determine ranks 9 to 16. The tournament actually does come with added incentive, as it is also the main qualification tournament for the 2016 Paralympic Games, which will take place in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. So this is an actual opportunity to watch elite disability football and experience St. George's Park. And the current world and Paralympic champions are Russia. And I said they face England next on Wednesday, 24th of June. So if you can watch that via the FA.com or www.cp2015.com/tickets is where you can get tickets for that. The FA.com will be showing coverage at St. George's Park at 4:30 p.m. on Wednesday. Some fantastic stuff there. The Cerebral Palsy Football World Championships 2015, which are currently underway. Jazzy Fizzle, you want to jump in on your views about the week's results and facts and stats from the Women's World Cup and much more as well?
Yeah, no, I have to say that the Brazil result against Australia,
mad, isn't it?
Big shock.
Well, it's the big shock.
But I say that, and that's only because, let's be honest, with the absolutely legendary Marta, right? And legendary is kind of thrown about as a term for footballers, but she really is a legend.
Oh yeah,
and she's I think she's only 29.
She scored 15.
Really
she scored 15 goals at the World Cup, as we mentioned last week. She's the World Cup top goal scorer ever. Yeah.
So with a side that features, arguably one of the best World Cup players ever, for them to go out is absolutely huge. But if you want to talk about making sport history, because that's what this was, it was sports history. Absolutely tremendous achievement for Australia's ladies, and a tremendous achievement for women's football, and a tremendous achievement for Australian sport. So it's absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. One of the things I was talking about in the Skype chat, and I want to thank Mr. Gianluca Lia for bringing this up, was Neymar's suspension. Right? So he misses essentially the rest of the Copa America, right? Because it's a 4-game suspension. Is he a worthy captain? Is the question that Gianluca Lia actually proposed. And I'm actually going to put that out there to all of our family out there on social media, right? So whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, let us know your views, right? So I will say this in short, right? I still personally believe that Neymar is a worthy captain. He's one of those players that he's so talented, you can't not have him in the team. On top of that, he's a leader by example. He's the type of player that will take the game by the scruff of the neck and literally will his team to victory and probably score the goal.
Colgate total.
So, for me, that's not really in doubt. What is in doubt, though, is where he goes and does things like that to then miss a major tournament, right? And here's the thing. Can you really be a good captain if you get yourself suspended for a major tournament?
Yeah.
So that's the question that I ask. And the other question I ask is, can Brazil still win it without him? Right? Because generally speaking, he's regarded as Brazil's most talented and best player. That's why he wears the number 10 shirt. Right? Mm-hmm. And even though the squad is very talented, can he redeem himself in the eyes of the fans? And can they make up for his absence and win the trophy?
You know what? Yeah, I think it's one of them ones where we saw in the World Cup last year how Brazil struggled without Neymar. In all honesty, they actually did kind of struggle with him. But the fact of the matter is, you can't have your captain doing that kind of thing. You really can't, like blasting a ball at someone and apparently calling a ref an SOB. What kind? I mean, he showed leadership by example in the first game, but then he goes and does this in the second game and pretty much totally negates what he did in the first game, because essentially, he can't play in the Copa America anymore. He's out of it, and unless he appeals and is successful, because he has a right to appeal, so does Carlos Bacca. But if that appeal's not successful, then it's done. Then literally it's done. So you can't be doing that kind of thing. I think the 4-game suspension is fair. And the fact that they increased it from I think it was a one match, and the fact of the matter is good. It's showing that you don't want that kind of thing in the game. Like I say on a number of occasions, punish uniformly and in a draconian fashion. And for Neymar being the poster boy of Brazilian football and one of the poster boys of South American football in general, it's a case of it's a harsh punishment. But I think it's a justified one. Can Brazil win it without him? I don't know. I think they're going to struggle. I really do. I mean, all right, Robinho stepped up in one match, but there's still a long way to go in the Copa America. So there's no guarantees. There are no guarantees. The only thing for sure in football is that nothing's for sure. I will say that much. I mean, one thing that has been for sure is that the Brazilian women have been eliminated. So that's one thing that's for sure. I mean, just want to mention in terms of women's football, Steve Cullis is the first team manager for the forthcoming season of the Wolves girls and women's team as well. So that's fantastic stuff. Thank you to Kieran Riley for that news. But one thing that I actually did want to mention, I mean, the Australian women, I mean, I'm definitely agreeing. I definitely agree with Gianluca Lia in terms of the Brazil-Australia result might not necessarily have been that much of a surprise. But in the general scheme of things, and Marta is actually 29. And so I just saw that in Skype chat. But also, in the grand scheme of things, you look at the stature of Brazil, even in women's football as well, then you've got to look at it. You've got to look at it and think it is an upset, because obviously that result is as I said, the first win in a knockout stage for an Australian senior side. So it has to be looked upon as an upset in that particular regard. I mean Brazil in terms of the men's and the women's game is looking good, but the men's game is, well, I'm not saying it's kind of on the rocks or on the ropes or anything like that, but well, no, it can be concerning time. Farrell Williams, fantastic achievement, definitely a fantastic achievement,
absolutely brilliant,
and Kai making history of her own as well. It's fantastic to see the Australian Matildas making history too. I love that. I absolutely love that.
No, it's brilliant. And I think, going forward into the last 8, right? You've got France, you've got Germany also going through. Hey, listen, the rest of this tournament, not to say that it hasn't been brilliant so far, because I think the group stage had I think it was 110 goals.
Yeah, it's good.
Right, in total, right? So here's the thing. The rest of this tournament now, if you weren't paying attention, if you weren't watching at the beginning, you definitely want to catch the end. You definitely want to catch the end, because I think it's actually going to be, I think it is France versus Germany, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? So that one for me, that is the heavyweight clash.
That's going to be tasty.
I'm really looking forward to that one, because France have so many good players. Amandine Henry, Le Sommer, and of course Germany, who have one of my players of the week. Don't they have 2 players on 5 goals in this tournament? Germany?
I think so, yeah.
Right? So, yeah. And as Mr. Lia actually pointed out, Tomis as well, who's absolutely awesome. But it needs to be said, I think the rest of this tournament now, it's really going to show the true quality, right? So I go back to when there was the announcement from EA Sports about women's international football being featured in FIFA 16.
Yeah,
and there were a lot of ignorant comments about women's football.
Yeah, moronically ignorant, it must be said.
Right. I will say this to all of those people: the reason why it's in the game, as EA Sports used to say, is because of what will happen in the next few games.
Yeah. If it's in the game, it's in the game. And trust me, the Women's World Cup at the moment is the game. And hell, as I've said to a few people, I'm personally a lot more invested in watching the FIFA Women's World Cup than the Copa America at the moment. I have really, really enjoyed the standard of football, and there's a few people I know who have really enjoyed the standard of football as well. A few friends of mine who've really enjoyed it.
You can add me to that list, right? It's been absolutely wonderful. I mean, yes, there's been quite a few high-scoring games, but look, even in the men's game, it turns out to be that way in a lot of cases. So it's really not that different. And then, of course, you want to go and look at, when you look at the formation of these teams in terms of the players, right? There are so many quality players playing together in the same squads. It's unbelievable. Like I say, if you look at that Germany team or that France team, right? The level of quality in both of those sides, amazing.
Definitely. I mean, it's one of them. I mean, of course, you got the Lionesses kicking off in about an hour, 15 minutes. So,
and I'm supporting them.
Of course, we'll keep you updated on that one. I mean, it's one of them. Was with the Lionesses. I was very impressed with Alex Greenwood. Her delivery from open play has been fantastic. Slicker than whale crap in an ice flow. It's been one of them. It has been slick. But coming back to France as well. It's a case of, with France, you've got Nassib, you've got Le Sommer, you've got a few other really good quality players as well in that side. I mean, that France-Germany match is going to be tasty as anything.
I'm telling you, man.
It is actually going to be absolutely fantastic. So we're gonna see some very interesting stuff. And a big time shout out actually to Miss Lauren Duggan, who has answered our question. Is Neymar a worthy captain after his 4-match ban? Can the Selecao win the Copa America 2015? She said, I think everyone makes mistakes. He will only learn by his mistakes. Yes, this was sheer stupidity, what he done. But like I say, nobody in this world is perfect. Neymar is only human. Very true point. We're all far from perfection, but always striving for it. We'll never attain it. But hey, the thrill is in the chase, ain't it? But no, it's one of them. Was Miss Lauren Dugan. Thank you for your opinion,
and thank you for joining your Monday Night Football Fix.
Definitely. Hope you are tuned in live. It is one of them. It is one of them ones where You know what? I'm going to throw out to Mike Harniman, actually, who's just said something very interesting in the Skype chat. And Ryan Sonley's got something very interesting about the Cerebral Palsy World Championships as well. But Mike Harniman, you said something very interesting that kind of connects with what Lauren has mentioned about the Neymar situation.
Yeah, I was kind of saying it anyway in the chat. If you scroll up the chat, you'll probably see what I've put. It's basically along the same lines, really. And just look at it, like, he's got so much expectation on him. He's got, like, you know, he's one of the best out there at the moment. But bearing in mind, this kid's only 23. He's got plenty of time to develop, yeah. So for me, I think the ban, which has obviously meant that he's going to miss the rest of the tournament, is a fair reflection of his actions and a fair punishment. And I don't think they should let it go any further than that, really, because he is only 23. He's got plenty of time to learn, good people to learn off of as well. And I just feel, you know, the ban is all the, you know, the kind of punishment that suffices, I think.
I mean, it's one of them ones. I think it's a case of that others definitely need to step up and help him out, because he obviously no one can do everything on their own. So
no, it's a team game.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them ones. You can't have one person doing all the work.
Maybe they should even look at, like, giving a Robinho or someone, just, you know, take him under his wing and just be like, you know, we know you're only young, you're learning, you've got so much expectation, so much weight on your shoulders and stuff. Maybe someone like Robinho or an older head could help him out in that sense.
It's very interesting that you mentioned that, Mike, because there were some comments I saw, I think it was last week, from Ronaldinho, and he was even saying, you know, look, as you rightly pointed out, this guy's young, okay? He's going to have time. He's going to learn, right? Because let's be honest, most of Brazil's big stars, they've had similar things, right? Like, even Robinho, he's in the renaissance period of his career, in that he's maturing now, right? You're not hearing so much about him in terms of any derogatory or counterintuitive goings on that he may be involved in. That's not happening anymore, right? And then, of course, you have Ronaldinho, who, you know, at one of the high points or several points in his career, he ended up wasting a lot of his career, right? So even to have somebody like him come out and say that, you know, it just furthers your point. And I think it is a very valid one in that, look, guy's 23, okay? He's come to Europe after winning everything that there is to win in Brazil, right? Pretty much wins everything there is to win with Barcelona already, right? Has so many sponsorship deals, it's unreal. Is one of the most recognizable faces in world football.
And haircuts.
You know, and of course men's grooming.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like, from time to time, he's gonna have these lapses. And that's all that I think it is, because when you put him on the pitch, as I say, if we go back to last week, right, the nature of his goal, which equalized and tied up the game, it was pivotal. And then, of course, he's the same one that gets the assist, right? Over the last year, 2 years, he has been the focal point of that team. He's been the driving force. And when he's not been in that team, it's been visibly notable. It's been obvious.
But you know what? The thing is, though, and one thing, and I actually want to bring in Gianluca Lia. Do you want to respond to what Jezzy Fizzle has actually just said? Because you've had some really interesting comments in the Skype chat.
Yes. My opinion is that for me, the captaincy for Neymar has came too early for him. He's only 23 years old, and I think he has at least 10 years more at top level football. So his captaincy came too early. In the past, Brazil had captains like Lucio and Cafu who were with huge personality on and off the field and never did these childish things like he even does with Barcelona as well sometimes. So maybe, and even he has the advantage that media attacks him whenever he does something wrong as well. So let's face it. But I think his captaincy is too early. I think Thiago Silva deserves the captaincy at the moment.
You know what? I think that's interesting, and I'm glad you actually mentioned. I'm glad you actually mentioned about the media attacking him, because the parasitic media do have a tendency to as I like to call them, the parasitic media, do tend to overhype and really lay it on thick when something like this happens. I mean, you look at the Jack Wilshere thing at Arsenal recently with the Tottenham chanting. It's like the media, just like a year ago, jumped on that bandwagon, jumped on that horse, and rode it into the ground. And it was like, really? You did exactly the same thing last year. Have you not got a new argument? and of course, with Neymar being the poster boy of Brazilian football, he's always going to have that media spotlight right on him. So, I mean, someone has to advise him and say, you know what, yeah, you got to keep your cool, because you're the leader of this team. Whether it's Brazilian management that have to do that, whether it's Luis Enrique at Barcelona that needs to do that, doesn't matter who. But it's a case of, when you know you're supposed to be the standard bearer, you are supposed to be, to quote Ric Flair, the man. It's one of them was, to be the man, you got to beat the man, but don't beat yourself. And no, I'm not going anywhere wrong by that. But it is an interesting point. It is an interesting point. I mean, you know what? Coming back to women's football briefly, Gianluca, you actually do have a connection to women's football, don't you?
Yes, I am the official media officer for women's football in Malta, and got many contacts abroad. Even I write for a foreign site. It's called Women's Soccer United. It is very popular in women's football.
Ah, fantastic stuff. Just wanted to say, actually, a big time welcome to your Monday Night Football and Fixed Pitch Talk. So hopefully you enjoy the stay. It's
a pleasure for me, actually.
Good stuff. See, the Pitch Talk family is always growing, people. Remember, you could be a part of it at Pitch Talk on Twitter. Tweet with us, follow us, see what we're up to. 07535804466 is the mobile number. Remember, standard network charges apply. Also, facebook.com/Pitch Talk as well. A big thank you immediately to Lauren Dugan and also Kieran Riley as well so far for posting on our Facebook walls. I mean, it's one of them. It is a massive responsibility to have so early in a career. I mean, having captaincy at 23, that's just basically all the pressure. Get on my back. I'm going to take the pressure. It's one of them ones where it's like, I don't know. I mean, I would always have an experienced head of at least 25 years old to be a captain, rather than giving it to a youngster. I mean, Robinho is one of the senior members of the Brazil squad. I'm surprised he probably wasn't he might have been thought of, but.
But I mean, the thing with Robinho specifically, right? He's not a regular in the starting 11, and ideally, your captain is a regular in the starting 11. So. For me, that would rule him out by default. You could go back to Thiago Silva, but the captaincy was taken from him for a reason.
Yeah, but then you can't go to David Luiz because the guy's a liability on a general basis.
Personally, I wouldn't either. But then you have to say, well, who does it go to? Yeah. Right? Because me personally, while I think Dani Alves is a very talented attacking fullback, is he captain material? Me, no. Right, that also rules out Willian. And you know, in terms of anybody in the middle, even in the middle of the park, there's such a lack of continuity and stability there. It's really difficult to say anybody else aside from Neymar and Thiago Silva are really captain material. Because what you also want in a captain is a consistent performer. He doesn't necessarily have to be your best player, which is the case with Neymar, but he does have to be consistent.
Yeah. I mean, it is one of them ones. I mean, Russ Vernon has actually asked, would Oscar make a good captain? Nah, I don't think so. I mean, he's not really been consistent at club level in the second half of the season. So I don't know if I'd give him, but also he's so young as well. He's only like 21. I wouldn't give it to Oscar either. So, I mean, I said you would have to look at more senior players in that team, but then it's a case of who do you pick? It's a difficult one. It is legitimately a difficult one. So, you know what? Just want to give a quick shout out to Matt Plant. He's just sent us a message via Facebook. We're very sorry to hear about your loss. Obviously, that business takes priority over everything. So, yeah, our sincerest condolences go out to you.
Absolutely, 10 million %. As I say on a regular basis on this show, there are some things that are bigger than football. There are some things that are bigger than this show. And that is one of those things. And obviously our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family at this time.
Definitely. Switching gears just slightly. Actually, that's an interesting one. Mike Harniman, you want to articulate that before we move on? Because that's quite an interesting point.
Just briefly, yeah. Basically, I just think you need a number of motivators in the squad or the lineup anyway. So just to throw something out there, why not have someone like Thiago Silva and Neymar as joint captains, and you know Thiago Silva or whoever it is they choose helps out Neymar sort of when he gets himself into a bit of bother and sort of gives him a bit of advice, and you know is able to pull him aside and speak to him and just say like keep a lid on it. You know, like you're a role model. You're the poster boy for Brazilian football. You're one of the best players in the world. You don't need to be doing this kind of stuff. And you know to react in the way that you did, as basically, you know, you just kind of give him a bit of advice, really, and to kind of work alongside him.
No, I'd agree with that. I mean, for me, that would be where an assistant captain would come in rather than co-captains, because we've seen co-managers before. Yeah, I personally know that one firsthand. Yeah, co-managers. Juliet Evans never worked, never was going to. Well, we've also kind of seen co-managers in WCW as well. Another obligatory wrestling reference with kind of Bischoff and Russo. Never worked either. So it's an interesting one. I mean, Thiago Silva being mentioned as a captain, he's probably the most logical option. He's probably the best option, to be perfectly frank. So that's probably where I'll go with it. I mean, Russ Vernon, you wanted to mention something about the England under 21s.
Yeah, so I was watching the game yesterday, and I must say, yeah, well, to Alex Pritchard, because yesterday he went off with an ankle injury, which he picked up on the halfway line after passing the ball, twisted his ankle. And tonight, it's been confirmed by the Football Association that he's been ruled out of the rest of the under-21 tournament. So I just want to say speedy recovery to you. And I thought when he played in the second half of the game when we lost 1-0 to Portugal, and yesterday when he played, I thought he had a fantastic game. And I must say the Jesse Lingard goal for me yesterday, Liam, was a goal of the week contender for me. Fantastic shot from the edge of the box. And for me, when we lost on Thursday to Portugal, for me the Portugal goal was offside. The person who scored was in offside position when the ball was played, and we also denied a couple of penalties against Portugal from a few handballs as well. And for the Lionesses, they just want to quickly mention something there. I think we'll have a tough test should they get past Norway tonight against Canada yesterday, because I thought Canada played brilliantly yesterday against Switzerland and deserved to go through yesterday. In the England Lionesses lineup tonight, if you want to read the team who's out.
Well, we'll actually come back to that. We'll come back to that. Just due to time, we'll come back to it.
Okay. I think it's a good lineup tonight that we've put out, by the way.
No, definitely, it is definitely strong. I'm glad the impressive Fran Kirby's in there as well. She is a little live wire. She is very, very good. But one thing I did want to come back onto, Ryan Sonley, you wanted to mention something about the Cerebral Palsy World Championships, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I know Martin Sinclair from his time, well, when his brother was on Plymouth back in 2008, I think it was. Martin got invited to train with our disability team due to him having cerebral palsy, and the head coach of us is the Southwest CP manager as well, took him under his wing and made him a better player. And I mean, hats off to Martin. I mean, they won their first game 14-0. I was like, wow. I mean, yeah, cerebral palsy. All players are different. I mean, I play with two of them still at my training and in my league. And you look at one of them and you wouldn't think he's got it, but he has. But they're both good players. They're both in our Premiership team. So, and I mean, they're pushing. I mean, we just got another player come down who's got cerebral palsy, who's also been linked with the England squad as well.
Oh, good
I don't
stuff.
know his name as of yet. And another thing is, on the Copa America, on Neymar's ban, who would lift the trophy if Brazil win Copa America?
It's an interesting question. It might end up Thiago Silva or David Luiz. I would guess
But then
it'd end up being one of them.
Neymar started as captain. Would he be able to lift it?
Well, he started. Well, we're working on ifs, buts, and maybes. But it's a case of he started as captain, but he won't finish as it. Or he'll finish as captain in name only. So that will be.
They may do it as where whoever's captain in the final, if they get there with Neymar, and they both lift it together.
Well, it's a big if. Is it? It's a huge.
It's definitely a big if with Brazil.
Or he could do a John Terry, go there in full kit.
Or he could do a Jamie Redknapp and go up there in a suit. Jamie Redknapp, circa 2001. In the old
European Cup
at that point. No. I'm not even talking about the UEFA Cup.
Oh,
I'm talking about the
FA Cup, isn't you?
The Worthington Cup at that time.
Oh, the League Cup as it's called.
So it was one of them ones. But also, it is a case of. I just love the fact that this week we've seen history created in a number of different areas. Love that. I just love that. And the Women's World Cup is really kicking up. It is really kicking up. It has been fantastic. By the way, there have been a couple of draws made during the past week as well. Literally today, actually, the 2015-16 season has begun with the first and second round qualifying draws in Nyon on the road to Milan in the Champions League final. The first qualifying round draw, it was Lincoln FC versus Santa Coloma, Crusaders FC versus Levadia Tallinn, FC Punic of Armenia versus SS Folgor. Excuse me. B36 Torchfan versus the New Saints FC as well. Those ties will be played on June 30th, 1st of July and 7th/8th of July. The second qualifying round, Hibernians versus Maccabi Tel Aviv. Just as Gianluca put it in the Skype chat as well, the Maltese champions. Apoel FC will be against FK Vardar. Karabag FK versus FK Rudar Pievila. That is very difficult. FK Sarajevo versus KKS Lech Poznan. NK Maribor against FC Astana. FC Barte Borisov. The Barte boys are back in. Against Dundalk FC. HJK Helsinki versus FK Ventspils. FC Midtjylland. Yes, they are called FC Midtjylland versus Lincoln FC or Santa Coloma. Molde FK versus FC Punic or SS Folgor. Malmo versus Zalgiris Vilnius. Celtic against Stjarnan. AS Trenčín versus Steaua Bucharest. Partizan versus Dila Gori. Ludogorets Razgrad versus Mil Sami Orhei. CS Fola Esch of Luxembourg versus Dinamo Zagreb of Croatia. Skenderbo versus Crusaders FC or Levadia Tallinn, and B36 Torsvan / the New Saints versus Videoton FC of Hungary, not Videotron, the old cable games. Ties will be played on the 14th and 15th of July, and the second legs on the 21st and 22nd of July. The key facts: Midgetland, Stranan, Milsami Orhe, Astana, Trentin, and Dilagore are all making their first appearances in the Champions League. Barte, Ludogorets, Malmo, Apoel, and Maribor were all in the 2014-2015 group stage. Couple of other draws have taken place as well. There was the start of the Europa League draw as well, but for reasons of time, we're actually not going to go through the full Europa League draw because there are 102 teams involved. We'd be here all night. We would be here all night going through the first and second draws. But Newtown versus Valletta is one tie that kind of does stick out. But with 100, but a couple of little facts about that. With 102 clubs involved, the first qualifying round is the largest UEFA Europa League draw ever. Teams in the first qualifying round making European debuts: Alashka FC, Balzan FC, FC Botasani, FC Saksan, FC Olympic Sarajevo, FC Spartak Jurmala, FK Trakai, SJK Sinajoki, and Skinval as well. Two teams play in their domestic second division, the Go Ahead Eagles and University College Dublin FC as well. A couple of other little facts as well. Teams in the second qualifying round making their European debuts: Inverness Caledonian Thistle and Wolfsberger AC. And IFK Gothenburg, from way back in 1987, are the only former UEFA Cup winners involved in the draw. So that's quite an interesting little one there. There are obviously in the second round a couple of teams who have been dropped in because of fair play, fair play. That's kind of area as well. So it is one of them ones. Well, it's a case of a couple of teams that actually stick out in the second round draw. Can see Shamrock Rovers. One of them was Rosenborg as well. Fallen off quite a bit in recent years. But anyway, yeah. Cervena Javeda, I just remember from LMA Manager. Well, LMA 2001 anyway. Always used to draw them in opening rounds. But Inverness Caledonia Thistle obviously can stick out in that as well in that second round. So a lot of very, very interesting teams in there. But as said, we'll actually post you the link. We'll try and post that as well. But it's one of them was there's a lot of and the G-Man has just joined us as well. Yeah, Ferenc Scarlett. Yeah, I remember them playing Newcastle. David Ginola scoring a quality goal. Gaza-esque goal, it must be said. But our third co-host, the third point of the triangle of terror, the trifecta, the triple threat, has entered the building. G-Man, how goes it? How's your weekend been? I think I know how your weekend
buenos días, señor.
¿Cómo está?
¿Cómo está? Everything's great,
I have to
man.
say, your Spanish is tremendous.
Why, thank you, Jersey. I've learned from the best.
No, I'm kidding. What's up, man?
Now, all is good, man. I ain't come here to interrupt the show. Come on. Keep rolling.
How was Newcastle?
What, you on that point already?
No. I just wanted to ask, how's your head?
Well, Newcastle was kind of sickly at the beginning, and then it got even sicker at the end.
And what happens in Newcastle stays in Newcastle.
Yes. And part of the deposit stays in Newcastle too. Anyway, leave it there.
It was the best deposit I've ever spent, wasted. That's what I'm saying.
Oh lordy, it was one of them ones. But just coming back to Facebook briefly. Just going back to Facebook briefly about is Neymar a worthy captain after his 4-match ban, and can Brazil still win the Copa America 2015? Lauren Dugan has said, I think if they win it, then if they wanted to, and if the captain for the rest of the tournament was okay, then they could do the joint thing. I've seen it happen in my own domestic football in Scotland and my own team when Barry Ferguson very stupidly let Davy Weir agreed to lift the Scottish Premier League trophy with him at Tannadice at the end of the season versus Dundee United 08-09 season. But then again, that was entirely up to the vice captain what they wished to do. So that's quite an interesting one right there. It's quite an interesting one. And by the way, thank you, Lauren Dugan, for your comments on Facebook as well. But you know what? It is one of them ones where it is time for us to move and groove into the next segment of the show because, hey, fixture release day was recently.
Generally, booking plans.
G-Man Jesse, you ready? G-Man Jesse, are you ready? Because it's wow, wow. La-da-da, la-da-da, la-da-da.
-5 stars. -5 stars.
Boys and girls, children of this is Monday night.
I like the way you do your thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live with your Monday Night Football and Fix. Oh, yes, it is BT Live. And this is Bitch Talk. Well, we come to fixture release day. Which was a lot of fun. But you know what? Before that, we go to the Capital One Cup first round draw. Relegated Premier League sides, Hull City, Burnley, and QPR have all been given away ties in the first round of the Capital One Cup. It's one of them ones. There have been quite a few interesting draws.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh, there have been a hell of a lot of interesting draws because it was always fun.
That sounds so creepy.
I know. But no, you know where I got that from. Tonight, I am the game, and in this very ring, for the next 20 minutes, is he constipated? I'm going to be talking and saying absolutely nothing. Tonight, we've got the Capital One Cup draw.
Really?
Because we are Pitch Talk Live. I'm sorry, I lost that. It's one of my favorite moments from 2000. It really is. But Capital One Cup first draw. Hull City, Burnley, and QPR have all been given away ties in the first round. The 12 Premier League sides that are not competing in Europe do not feature until the second round. So, Carlisle United v Chesterfield, Nottingham Forest v Walsall, Fleetwood Town v Hartlepool United, Scunthorpe United v Barnsley, Bolton Wanderers v Burton Albion, Accrington Stanley v Hull City, Rochdale v Coventry City, Oldham v Middlesbrough, Huddersfield Town v Notts County. Big shout out to Big T, by the way, and his podcast Talking Pie. Blackburn Rovers versus Shrewsbury Town, Morecambe versus Sheffield United, Doncaster Rovers versus Leeds United, Wigan Athletic v Bury, Northampton Town v Blackpool, Sheffield Wednesday v Mansfield Town, Rotherham United v Cambridge United, Crewe Alexandra versus Preston North End, York City versus Bradford City, Port Vale v Burnley, Peterborough United v Crawley Town, Yeovil Town versus QPR, Plymouth Argyle v Gillingham, Swindon Town v Exeter City, Bristol Rovers v Birmingham City, Ipswich Town versus Stevenage, Luton Town versus Bristol City, Charlton Athletic v Dagenham and Redbridge. We've also got where are we? Bristol, Birmingham, Luton, Bristol, Charlton Athletic versus Dagenham and Redbridge, Wolves v Newport County, Brentford v Oxford United, Portsmouth v Derby County, Southend United versus Brighton and Hove Albion, Milton Keynes Dons versus Leyton Orient, Cardiff City v AFC Wimbledon, Millwall v Barnet, Wycombe Wanderers v Fulham, Colchester United versus Reading. So those ties will be, it's one of them ones. Those ties will be very, very tasty. But moving on to fixture release day, the Premier League opening day fixtures on August 8th, 2015. Bournemouth v Aston Villa, Arsenal v West Ham, Chelsea v Swansea, Everton v Watford, Leicester City v Sunderland, Man United v Tottenham Hotspur, Newcastle United v Southampton, Norwich City v Crystal Palace, Stoke City v Liverpool, West Bromwich Albion versus Manchester City. That's the Premier League. Now, in the Championship, Birmingham City v Reading, Blackburn Rovers versus Wolves, Wolverhampton Wanderers, Bolton Wanderers versus Derby County, Brentford v Ipswich Town, Brighton and Hove Albion versus Nottingham Forest. Brighton and Hove Albion versus Nottingham Forest, Cardiff City v Fulham, Charlton Athletic v QPR, Hull City v Huddersfield Town, Leeds United v Burnley, Preston North End versus Middlesbrough, Rotherham United versus Milton Keynes Dons, and Sheffield Wednesday versus Bristol City. Now in League One, the opening day fixtures, we've got Burton Albion versus Scunthorpe United, Chesterfield v Barnsley, Colchester United v Blackpool, Coventry City versus Wigan Athletic, Crewe Alexandra v Port Vale, Doncaster Rovers v Bury, Fleetwood Town versus Southend United, Gillingham v Sheffield United, Rochdale v Peterborough United, Shrewsbury Town v Millwall, Swindon Town v Bradford City, Walsall versus Oldham Athletic. And in League Two, the opening weekend of season 2015-2016, AFC Wimbledon v Plymouth Argyle, Accrington Stanley versus Luton Town, Bristol Rovers versus Northampton Town, Cambridge United versus Newport County, Exeter City versus Yeovil Town, Hartlepool United versus Morecambe, Leyton Orient v Barnet, Mansfield Town v Carlisle United, Oxford United v Crawley Town, Portsmouth v Dagenham and Redbridge, Stevenage v Notts County, very interesting one there, and Wycombe Wanderers versus York City. Some very interesting opening day fixtures in the Capital One Cup. Hey, that first round is looking tasty too. Chezzy, G-Man, what do you reckon before I...
No, I have to say it looks very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. If I had to go and pick maybe one fixture from each of those divisions, right? I'd say from the Premier League, the game I'm looking forward to, besides Manchester United versus Spurs, right? Newcastle, Southampton. I'm looking forward to that one. I think that one will be quite interesting. In the Champo, I've got to say, it's got to be PNE versus Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
You know, as an honorary Preston fan, that's quite, you know, I'm really looking forward to that one. League One, I'm going to go with Rochdale v Peterborough. I think that'll be an interesting game. And then, of course, in League Two, for me, Leyton Orient against Barnet, with an honourable mention to Stevenage versus Notts County, because of our Pitch Talk family.
Of course. I mean, there are some interesting ties just to open up the season there. I mean, G-Man, what do you reckon?
The season, baby.
G-Man, what do you reckon of the opening days?
Well, the opening days is always, they are going to be very exciting. But just looking, to be honest, I haven't got the other fixture lists open in front of me, so I can only comment on what I see with Arsenal and West Ham, to be honest. And I think that one is going to be a corker. And if I had the others open, I would, go into details. But no, I'm just going to say it's going to be exciting for everyone.
I mean, it's one of them ones. I mean, I like the opening. I like the opening day fixtures and the look of them. I mean, of course, the one that really stands out for me, Stoke v Liverpool at the Britannia. Instant chance for revenge for us, and we better take it. That jumped right off the page at me. Arsenal West Ham looks kind of tasty. Bournemouth versus Villa. I mean, there's a few tasty ties on that opening day. I mean, you got to look at Everton v Watford. Could be that could be a surprise kind of play of the day in that one. That could be very, very surprising. That could be very good. I mean, Man United Tottenham's an interesting one too. But for me, Stoke City v Liverpool jumped right out. It was like, oh, because I even said to a couple of the PT family, I think it was Brad and Russ on, I think it was actually Brad Hicks on Facebook, who was like, who said, who do you want on the opening day? And I said Stoke, because it'd be an instant chance to exorcise the demons of last season. Then the fixtures come out, boom, Stoke away. Yeah. I was like, yeah. So it was all that was. It was very interesting. The Championship, a few results that really do, a few fixtures that actually do really stand out. I mean, Charlton QPR will be an interesting one. I think that's going to be potentially quite interesting. Brentford Ipswich is interesting for kind of local reasons for me. But in terms of one that really sticks out would be Leeds v Burnley. Preston North End v Middlesbrough, honourable mention, but I think Leeds v Burnley, because you got Leeds who struggled for the whole of last season, and most people gave them the brilliant rating of
-5 stars
for most of the season. So it's one of them ones to get a team coming down from the Premier League and instantly have to face them. That's difficult. That's a very difficult start. League One, it is a case of, I mean, Swindon Bradford looks quite tasty. I do have to say, Swindon Bradford does look tasty. Fleetwood Southend doesn't look half bad either, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably go Swindon v Bradford is one that I'd be interested in seeing. But for nostalgia purposes, Coventry v Wigan, because both of them have had their stays in the Premier League, so we won them ones. But League Two, Leyton Orient Barnet jumped right off the page, along with Stevenage v Notts County. Those two games jumped right out at me instantly, because as soon as I saw Orient Barnet, I thought, hey, there's a little London derby there. That's gonna be fun. I wouldn't mind going to see that, in all honesty. Stevenage Notts County would be an interesting game, especially with Mike Harniman, Wayne Schumann, and also on newest Skype, Gianluca Lia, who is a Stevenage fan as well. And we've got Big T representing Notts County along with his brother Adam Hewitt as well, the two hosts of Talking Pie. It's one of them ones. That's going to be very interesting. PT bragging rights are going to be on the line on the opening day in that one. I like that. I actually like that. That's going to be a lot of fun. The Capital One Cup first round draw. Milton Keynes Dons versus Leyton Orient looks a good one. Southend could cause the upset against Brighton and Hove Albion. I think they actually could cause that upset there. One of the other ties, where's that tie gone? There was one other one that kind of jumped out. Doncaster Rovers v Leeds United looks a good one as well. So does Huddersfield v Notts County. So there's a couple of interesting little ties in there. So I like it. I actually do like that. So it's one of them ones. Which one of the Skypers is jumping in first on the Capital One Cup draw and fixture release day as well? Go on, Kieran Riley, seeing as you came in first. Kieran, what's your thoughts, man?
Well, looking at our firstly at the Capital One Cup, Wolves against Newport County. It's going to be a good draw considering we haven't played Newport County since 1988 when we beat them 3-1 in the old League Division 4. So that should be an interesting game. Looking at where Newport County finished last season, 9th in League 2. It's looking like it'll be a tasty game. I reckon we'll nab the win on that one. Moving on to our start of the season, our first game of the season against Blackburn on the 8th of August. That will probably be a tough one, possibly a draw. I reckon we might edge a win with the team that we have got. Last time we played Blackburn Rovers was the 11th of January, actually, when we beat them 1-0 at home. So I reckon that'll be probably a tasty win for us, I reckon, Liam.
I hear it. It's one of them ones, man. It's looking good. I mean, Tom Wood, how about you, man? Capital One Cup draw, and also the opening day of the season. What do you reckon, man?
The cup draw, I think we'll probably do all right, but a lot of Brighton fans are going around saying that we could beat them. That's what they said on their Twitter page. And our opening league game, I think we should probably get a late winner there, probably.
I hear that. I mean, Ryan Sonley, what did you think of the opening games for not only Plymouth Argyle but Middlesbrough, who are close to your heart as well?
Well, I thought the Middlesbrough ones were the Middlesbrough against, I can't even think who they got now.
It's terrible.
FC Wimbledon, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was a good draw for them because I'd like to see them get through to the second round. And then Plymouth, well, we got Gillingham, and I think it might be a good effort on getting through.
I hear that. I mean, Brad Hicks has said Bristol Rovers v Birmingham gets his vote. Good game for the Gas. So it's one of them. It's one of them. That's an interesting looking one. I mean, Brad, let us know what you think of Leicester City Sunderland on the opening day of the Premier League season as well. I mean, Russ Vernon, what opening day fixtures stick out for you as well?
Well, first and foremost, I want to talk about the Capital One Cup. I think we've got a good draw against Doncaster Rovers. We've played them the past 2 or 3 times at the Chemo Stadium where we're playing them this time around, and Leeds United have not been beaten by Doncaster Rovers. Last time we played them, we won, and Alex Mowat, who's from Doncaster, scored on that day and played a brilliant game. Also, I think Rotherham's got a good draw against Cambridge as well. I think Rotherham will do well in that one. I think we've got a tasty game, as you said. It may be a tough game. I think we'll be able to overcome it. I think Lia win will make a big difference. I think it'll be a brilliant signing for us, joining from Motherwell this close season. I think he'll do brilliantly for us. I think Rotherham's got a good game against MK Dons as well, since they've just come from League One. I think Rotherham will do well and probably snatch a win against MK Dons. And I think Stoke will probably want to try and score 6 against you again.
No, not happening. Won't happen. Yeah, won't happen. You lot might want to focus on Burnley anyway. But yeah, no, that 6 ain't happening again.
And I think Leicester have got a good game in their opening league fixture as well. So I think it'll be I think Leicester will win them probably 2-1, and I think it'll be overall. I think Southend will probably do well against Fleetwood. I can see Southend winning on the opening day of the season, and I think Stevenage will probably do well in their games. And hopefully, Mike, I think you'll probably beat Ipswich and progress to the second round in the Capital One Cup. So good luck for that one there.
I hear that. I mean, it's one of those. There's some interesting, very, very interesting looking ties coming up in that. So I like that. You know what? Yeah, Actually, Liverpool have got a really difficult first 6 games. It's good to get them out of the way early, but bloody hell, we play everyone and anyone who's going to be challenging for the title within our first 6 games. So one of them was, bring it. In the words of The Rock, just bring it. When there was Arsenal, bring it. United, bring it. Chelsea, bring it. Mike Harniman, you want to jump in on the fixtures?
Whoa. Before Mike goes and jumps in on this, I have to say this. Right? You want to talk about bringing it? Right? I say this to you. If you want some, come get some.
Okay, Rick. You don't like me? Bite me. One of the ones we just went Rick Steiner on this. Well, all I can say, Jezzy, is in regards to.
I can go Scott and say holla if you hear me.
Well, I was gonna say. I'm gonna let The Rock say it for me. Where is it?
Are you absolutely
Georgia Dome?
I'm gonna let Rock say it.
The Rock says, you absolutely suck.
That's what I gotta say about Man United. Bringing it. Mike Harniman, you wanna drop in on this?
We brought it last year though.
Yeah, I'm really pleased that we got Notts County first game of the season. It's seriously, well, I can't wait for it. I think we've done well with the squads to keep hold of the players that we have, and I think with a few more additions, we'll have a strong season. And I think to have someone like Notts County to start the season off with, we can kind of see what we need to do to strengthen as well, if anything by that point, and to see another team that's going to be up there challenging as well. And I think it's a good one to start the season with. And like I said earlier in the chat, bragging rights as well. And I'm Big T, don't worry, I can tell you now, I'm going to have them.
What are you going to have? Burgers? Sausages? I'm going to have them.
No, you're going to have a pie?
None of that. Bragging rights and maybe some cheesy chips.
Yeah, go with them cheesy chips. Yeah.
What, with gravy?
No, you don't have gravy with cheesy
we
chips.
Don't have gravy. Come on.
Hey, what's the matter with you, Jazzy? What's the matter with you, Jazzy?
Before we get off subject,
hey, listen.
Anyway.
Listen. I'm just gonna say this, right? If you haven't tried it, you don't know.
I have tried it. The cheese and the gravy come. I love cheese.
Good.
I love gravy, but I love me gravy.
Before we get off subject, I thought the Capital One Cup draw was good for us as well, because to have a team like Ipswich, a nice away game as well, should be quite a good one to go to. And we've got a little bit of of past with Ipswich as well, playing them 2 years ago and winning 2-0 on that occasion down here as well. So if we can go there and repeat that, which I think we could do, then I think we could go on and do what we did the round after in that season as well, and take Everton to extra time and just lose by like 1 goal. But obviously not lose it this time. We'll beat them.
Yeah. I heard that. I mean, we've also got just via Facebook. Big shout out to Miss Jennifer Evans, who has said, "I'm going to call some predictions from right now in regards to opening day fixtures of the Premiership season. Arsenal to win against West Ham, Man United win against Tottenham, Liverpool to lose against Stoke." Jennifer's funny.
Nice.
Yeah, that's funny.
Jennifer, thank you so much for that.
I like that.
Just quickly, I actually think Liverpool are going to beat Stoke this time round as well.
Yeah,
same
here.
With the signings that you've made, I think you'll go out there and you'll want to get off to a good start. And I think that's quite a tasty one for the Premier League. But I think you'll turn it around and you'll win this time.
Well, there's a lot more signings to be made as well. I mean, the early ones, it's kind of like that. It's interesting. Gianluca, you wanted to jump in with your thoughts on the opening day matches, especially with Stevenage.
Yes. I think at the moment we have only 13, 14 players, so you cannot judge our performance, what we are going to do on match day 1. But I think, as I heard, we are going to bring some youth players from Italian or Spanish clubs, so I think that maybe it will help us. But on the other side, I think youth players find it difficult to adapt themselves in League Two. I think I prefer players who have already been in League Two already or League One.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. I can understand it because at the end of the day, if someone's already acclimatized to League One, League Two, Championship, it's always good because it can be a jolt. I mean, it can be a jolt for very, very good players abroad to come over and settle into the country, the weather, and everything like that. So, I mean, it can have a huge impact. But if you can get the right players in and they instantly kind of acclimatize, then it works, and it can work. I mean, Kieran Riley, did you want to drop something in quickly to the West Brom fans?
Yeah, I just want to say, because your first game's against Man City, you're coming down.
Down where? Yeah. No, I'm kidding. But no, it's one of them was shots fired from Wolves to West Brom. Shots fired. But you know what? Yeah, one particular point. Going north of the border briefly, most Scottish clubs would consider a switch to summer football. 3/4 of Scotland's top flight clubs told a BBC Scotland survey they would consider summer football. This is from June 10th, 2015. We've been sitting on this for a week and just having a look at it. But 9 of the 12 Premiership teams were among the 27 of the country's 42 senior clubs who said they would be in favour of examining the possibility. Only 7 clubs said such a move would not interest in them, with 8 not offering a view. The Scottish Professional Football League says it is to open the debate on a complex matter. Since the survey, Motherwell have been in touch to say that they too are in favour of examining a switch to summer football. It means that 10 out of 12 Premiership clubs and 28, 2/3 of all 42 clubs, now back such a move. Questions posed were, are you in favour of considering a move to summer football, and what would you consider to be the strongest arguments in favour of such a move or retaining the status quo? Now, Supporters Direct Scotland is also in favour as well, suggesting the following benefits for a March to November season: savings for clubs through lighting, friendlier conditions to attract more supporters, and potential for more lucrative TV deals. They also said that filling stadiums will never happen if we continue to play matches in the coldest and wettest months of the year. Several European countries already play in the summer months, including Sweden, Norway, and the Republic of Ireland, while Germany, Turkey, and Russia operate extended winter breaks. SPFL Chief Executive Neil Doncaster warned that there are all sorts of complexities that need to be taken into account before a summer switch could be implemented. There are 2 key constraints, he told BBC Scotland. One of them is the international calendar given to us by UEFA and FIFA, which means there is a whole range of dates that are simply not available. Typically, those midweek dates are ones we would quite like when the weather is better. The other constraint is the number of games we ask our teams to play. With top flight teams playing 38 games a season, taking part in 2 domestic cups and some with European commitments, Neil Doncaster said major restructuring would be needed before a summer switch could be considered. He also posed the question, do we want to be playing games at a time when a World Cup or European Championship is going on? Which is an interesting little asterisk there. The positives: gaining media commercial revenues due to the league stretching over a less competitive sport market period. Major commercial and sponsorship opportunities for the same reasons. That was from Hamilton. Provides competitive advantage to Scottish teams in Europe, having played 20 plus games prior to entry into the first qualifying round of the Europa League, and 25 plus for Champions League entrants. That's from Dundee United. Better weather, better pitches, and not competing against English football on TV every week would help clubs deliver better crowds. That was Kilmarnock saying that. Bad weather and heavy usage of undersoil heating affects pitches badly. Fans have little money in January, and this would allow injured players more recuperation time. That was from St Mirren. Now, Scotland is home to the most postponed match in British history. Airdrie and Stranraer Scottish Cup match in 1963 was put back 33 times. Scotland is also home to the second most postponed match in British history. Inverness, Caledonian and Falkirk saw 29 games cancelled in 1979. There were 21 weather-related call-offs in 2014-2015, a modest number by particular standards, thanks in no small part to a mild winter. While 12 clubs play on synthetic surfaces, the number of cancellations and abandoned games north of the border during winter is hugely disrupted. Most fans can tell a tale of a day when they travelled hundreds of miles only to hear their game was called off just as they parked the car. Summer football will go some way to ensuring such tales of woe are not an annual event. So if Scottish football ran between May and August, competition from rival leagues would disappear, potentially upping attendances locally. And television deals may be more lucrative for clubs north of the border as broadcasters look to fill the gap of a lack of summer that English action provides. So it is one of them ones. It is quite an interesting one, but the negative ones, but the negatives, do not think there would be a financial benefit to the clubs, and in our case, there is no issue with games being cancelled as we play on a synthetic surface. That was from Queen of the South. 4-4 Athletics said at part-time level, when do players get the opportunity to take family holidays? And also, would we attract the same level of support in the summer months with our supporters involved in other sports and out of the country on summer holidays? That was from Peterhead. Now, couple of interesting points there, and the World Cup and European Championship clashes would be an interesting one as well. But Jezzy, G-Man, do you think it would be a good idea for Scottish football to switch to the summer? So in August, so it was, yeah, it's one of them ones. Would you be in agreement with that?
I think in relation to the national team, no. Right? Just because that's when all of the major tournaments happen. Right? So unless, of course, they want to go backwards and essentially rule themselves out of it, in terms of having their top stars who play in the Scottish divisions not being fully match fit, so on and so forth, then okay, right? But it kind of goes against the whole wanting to grow and expand as a international footballing nation, right? So for me, that part of it falls down. But in the sense of, making sure that fixtures are able to be attended and not rescheduled 30 odd times, it is useful. It is useful. Maybe it's something for the lower divisions, perhaps. But in terms of the top division, and, in a way of aiding the national team, especially with, for example, major tournaments, I don't think it will work, personally.
I mean, G-Man, what do you reckon?
Well, personally, I think, it's down to the complexities of the change and everything. In a sense, what Jezzy just touched on about, the weather and the conditions, in the winter periods, it makes a lot of sense, just by the sound of it. Yeah, let's play in the summer. It's going to be warmer. We're not going to get ice. There's not going to be as many games called off. Okay, fair enough. However, logistically, it just doesn't work, because Scotland are a nation who, want to compete in World Cups and European Championships. Now, if that's going to impact on that, I don't see how it can work. And in terms of them saying, it's going to help them generate a lot more money in terms of sponsorships and all types of deals. Okay, fair enough. I see the logic behind it, because if games ain't called off, sponsors are going to be more likely to say, here's a free-flowing league we can put our money into that, is constantly, playing their games, and, in a certain sense, attracts more footballers from around the world due to the fact that they play in summer and they're close to the British, or they're in Britain and they're close to the English border, sort of thing. So that could be the sort of logic behind that. But again, it's just one of those things. Is a summer league really sounds, to me, a summer league sounds like a downgrade, if anything, because Scottish League goes in tandem with the Premiership. It goes in tandem with Championship and the other the lower leagues in the UK, and playing in the summer, it would then just make it a secondary league. Whereas where the results are being released at the same time, you know, on where they've got their own highlight basically, and it's like, yeah, now to the Scottish League. You know, to be honest, who really is going to tune into the Scottish League on a Sunday when there's going to be big Premiership matches at the same time? No, sorry, summer. I've gone off flow.
I know what you mean, though. What you're saying is, if there's like a European Championships group game, right, and they're two of the big nations, and you've also got Scottish domestic football at the same time, as a neutral, right, which are you going to pick, is my question.
But you know,
because I know what I would pick.
But you not
as a neutral.
You know what? It is no, but you know what? It is one of them ones. I mean, I would look at the example could be taken from the FAWSL. Summer League, basically a summer league, starts in March. And you look at the World Cup, the Women's World Cup that's going on right now, the FAWSL is actually on a mid-season break. So that could essentially be incorporated.
Okay.
So there would be somewhat of a workaround. All right, 38 games. The only snag would be is the 38 games played at the top level. That would be where it would be a bit of a logistical nightmare. Then you've got obviously the European competition, such as the Europa League, the Champions League, and that kind of thing. But you've already got, as I said, you've already actually got certain teams that are on their off season whilst the Champions League is on, or at least while the second stage is on. But I think it's interesting that so many of the clubs are actually in favor of actually at least discussing it, because I mean, commercial revenues could potentially go up, but then in theory this could have an impact on leagues such as the FAWSL, which are summer leagues. So there could be a potential negative, because obviously with the Women's World Cup on right now, the FAWSL might see a spike in audiences, and basically before the mid-season break in the FAWSL, their attendances have been at their highest, which is absolutely fantastic. But it is one of them ones where the better weather, the better pitches, and that it's very frustrating when, say, at my level in the Southern Amateur Leagues at Ibis, where we're getting matches called off because of torrential rain, and we haven't got undersoil heating and all that kind of stuff. So you get all those sort of issues there. And in Scotland, it's pretty much always cold and rainy. So teams playing on AstroTurf might be the workaround. It may be the workaround, getting everyone 3G. So there are ways of working around it without actually changing the league, and the league structure. But at the end of the day, it is one of them ones where it could work, but it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one, but I don't know. I said I wouldn't necessarily see it as a deal breaker with clashing with World Cups and that, because during those years you could make those exceptional years, and just have a mid-season break for a month or two. But then that causes a load of disruption in itself. So it's one of them where it's kind of it's kind of an odd one. It's kind of an odd one, but all right, it's one of them ones. If any of the Skypers want to jump in on this, let us know as well. But I think there's going to be a lot more. There's going to be a hell of a lot more discussed about the Scottish Premier League potentially jumping to the summer. But it is one of them ones. And by the way, Gianluca Lia, thank you for joining us for today's show. As we just saw one of the members of Girls on the Ball on the Norway-England coverage. It's fantastic. But yeah, it is one of them was. Gianluca Lia, thank you so much for joining us on the show. And Miss Jennifer Evans as well. Big shout out to you. Got to call it as I see it. You're a much weaker squad going into this season, in my opinion. I would tip you from now a 6th, 7th place finish again. She's talking about Liverpool. Yeah. Are Arsenal going to be challenging for the league? Not too sure. Anyway, leaving that one aside. Big shout outs to Jennifer Evans though. But you know what we are going to do, because we've still got more show left, we are going to take a quick pause for the cause and be right back ourselves. By the way, the England Lionesses kick off in about 7 minutes time. So as one of them was big shout outs to @Girls on the Ball on Twitter, facebook.com/Girls on the Ball, and www.girlsontheball. They are doing updates on the England Lionesses versus Norway in the round of 16 of the FIFA Women's World Cup. We are going to be right back. We've still got a lot more show. But for now, we'll see you in a minute. The football talk show that holds back nothing on opinions.
Straight shooting LJA.
Hi, I'm John Sitton.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
G-Man.
Samira Sonley, Motivate Sports and Fitness.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan.
We the people, for the people. Jazzy Fizzle.
Your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Each and every Monday night of your lives.
At youtube.com/pitch talk.
For podcast links and information, check out our official website, www.pitch-talk.com. Your Monday night footballing fix, Pitch Talk, is brought to you by and in association with
Talking Pie, a local podcast made by the fans for the fans of Notts County FC, hosted by Adam and Thomas Hewitt.
Simply Exclusive Entertainment. If you need a party or rave film, go to sxemedia.com for more information.
Apparently Rich, simple yet effective web solutions to help get your company off the ground. Visit apparentlyrich.com for more information. And LJA Productions, the new blood in digital video. If you need a video filmed and or edited, check out ljaproductions.co.uk. LJA Productions, the new blood in digital video, offering video production services such as video editing, video encoding for the web, including YouTube and Vimeo, audio recording, filming of interviews, promos, live events, and much more. Get in touch at www.ljaproductions.co.uk or twitter.com/LJA Productions and let the new blood in digital video promote you. This talk is brought to you by and in association with
A one-stop shop for all your coaching needs, Motivate Sports and Fitness. Check out motivatesportsandfitness.com for more information.
The new football culture magazine, Thin White Line. Check out thinwhitelinemagazine.com for more information.
Storm FM with new hot releases played daily. Feel the boom at stormfm.net.
Two girls with their Bonnie Scotty trying to cover as much women's football as they can. Girls on the Ball. Check out girlsontheball.com for more information.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan.
Dave McLaughlin.
I'm Rob Lusher.
Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
Former chairman of Ibis FC.
Chairman of Alexandra Park FC.
And you're listening to
Pitch Talk.
The only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Make sure you join the revolution, the football revolution.
Yo, we are back. Yeah, we are back.
Is he here?
No, not yet.
Oh, see, no, I'm like, come on, you can't do an introduction like that and he's not even here. That's just rude.
It's funny though. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. With that turn of pace.
Speaking of turn of pace, it is the case of the England Lionesses are about to get underway in the FIFA Women's World Cup. Our friends over at Girls on the Ball, at Girls on the Ball on Twitter, facebook.com/Girls on the Ball, and www.girlsontheball.com are going to be doing updates on that match as they are in that stadium in Canada. Oh, Canada. BBC Free for live video coverage on the FIFA Women's World Cup match between the England Lionesses and Norway. We'd like to say a big good luck to the England Lionesses. Go on, Lionesses. Give them high. Give them high. Now, we're going to move into international continental talking points. Chuck Blazer secretly cooperated with FIFA investigation from 2011. This was from June 16th, 2015. A corrupt FIFA official worked undercover for investigators for 18 months while the governing body's executive committee had an ongoing investigation going on. Chuck Blazer, who's 70, struck a deal with prosecutors in the United States after pleading guilty to charges of bribery, money laundering, and tax evasion. Details of that agreement have been revealed after a judge agreed to a request by 5 media groups. The document shows Blazer was secretly cooperating from December of 2011. The American was on FIFA's executive committee from 1997 to 2013. Last month, U.S. prosecutors indicted 14 FIFA officials on charges of racketeering, fraud, and money laundering involving tens of millions of dollars over 24 years, as we've mentioned over the past couple of weeks. But the 19-page cooperation agreement was signed in November 2013. The day Blazer pleaded guilty, but references written agreements between himself and the U.S. government dating back to the 29th of December 2011. The document says the defendant agrees to furnish the office all documents and other material that may be relevant to this investigation and to participate in undercover activities pursuant to the specific instructions of law enforcement agents. The New York Daily News reported last year Blazer had bugged meetings with executives at the London 2012 Olympics with a wired device concealed in a key fob. FIFA disappointed as Nobel Peace Center ends handshake initiative. This was from the 16th of June 2015 as well. FIFA says the Nobel Peace Center has hampered peace building and anti-discrimination by withdrawing from the Handshake for Peace initiative. The initiative was intended to promote a message of peace with handshakes between team captains and officials before matches. But the Oslo-based NPC, Nobel Peace Center, is ending its work with football's governing body after corruption allegations. This action does not embody the spirit of fair play, said FIFA. It obstructs the promotion of the key values of peace building and anti-discrimination. FIFA said it was disappointed, adding it was reluctant to accept this unilateral approach on what is a joint initiative between the football community and the Nobel Peace Center. It said President Sepp Blatter had spoken on Tuesday to NPC executive Bente Eriksson, who continued to believe in this initiative and hoped it would live on in football with FIFA. The handshake for peace, which is being seen at the FIFA Women's World Cup, will continue to be seen at games, it added. Now, 17th of June 2015, even more fallout. Swiss prosecutors are investigating 53 cases of possible money laundering in their inquiry into the bidding for the 2018 and 2022 FIFA World Cups. Attorney General Michel Lauber said the incident had been reported by Swiss banks. He said his office was analyzing a huge amount of seized FIFA data in its inquiry. The Swiss investigation is running in parallel to one being carried out in the US. Separately, FIFA's chief ethics investigator said on Wednesday that the organization was also looking into alleged breaches by officials relating to bidding for the 2018 and 2022 tournaments. Should new evidence come to light, the investigatory chamber will widen the group of suspects. Carl Borbeli said in a statement, adding that FIFA investigators were prepared to increase staff numbers at any time if needed. The 2018 and 2022 World Cups were awarded to Russia and Qatar respectively, but senior FIFA official Domenico Scala has said awards could be cancelled if evidence emerges of bribery. Both countries deny any wrongdoing. Now, Belgium may claim over failed 2018 World Cup bid. Belgium may seek compensation for their unsuccessful 2018 World Cup bid if FIFA's decision to award Russia the tournament is overturned. Now, a Swiss criminal investigation into the bidding for both World Cups is underway for Russia and Qatar, as we just mentioned. But Belgium spent £3.2 million on their bid, which was a joint one with Holland. In total, the two countries spent a combined £6.5 million on their bid. If fraud is proven, it is obvious to me that we will seek compensation, said Belgian Football Federation Chairman Francois de Kiersmaker, according to Het Nieuwsblad on Thursday. So it is one of them was carrying on. England were also unsuccessful in the bid, and that cost the FA 21 million. So you can see how much money is being bandied about here. But 19th of June 2015, outgoing FIFA President Sepp Blatter is backing a proposal for the World Governing Body's top officials to pass integrity checks. Sounds funny already. FIFA's executive committee will discuss the proposal in Zurich on July 20th, when it will also set the date of the new presidential election on June 2nd, only 4 days after being elected for a fifth four-year presidential term. Blatter announced plans to step down, as we've mentioned, amid the investigation into alleged corruption involving some FIFA officials. The future of FIFA has begun, Blatter said. The key is to strengthen democracy within the FIFA government. Highlighting how Asia was the only regional body with an independent ethics body like FIFA, Blatter said other confederations are lacking and must acknowledge their responsibility in matters of ethics. Blatter also added German Football Association President Niersbach has broached a subject that has so far been blocked by UEFA of all associations. The message he has thereby sent out must apply to everyone. Only together can we continue to drive the process of reform forward. That is something I will stand for until my final day in office. Blatter said decisions on extensive changes to the FIFA structure will also be taken then. He added the test had previously been blocked by European Federation UEFA. The idea had been put forward again by FIFA Executive Committee member Wolfgang Niersbach of Germany. Blatter, who passed an integrity test in February, coming back to that one later, said confederations are meant to screen officials, but a new system would likely see FIFA's ethics chairman assessing them more rigorously. G-Man, Jesse, would you like to jump in on this before I do? Okay, dramatic pause.
I was going to let G-Man go first.
G-Man, you want to jump in on this? All right. You know what? Jesse Fizzle, you want to jump in then?
Sorry, this response is sponsored by Peanut M&M's.
Dramatic pause. It's sponsored by Peanut M&M's. Go on, jump in on this FIFA situation, man.
I mean, it just gets deeper and deeper. Where does it actually stop? You know, and I think, except Blatter's comments about other nations lacking in terms of their ethics department and having separate ethics committees, so on and so forth. I'm like, are you really in the position to be talking about that right now? Really, bro? Right? You're having two separate investigations being carried out against your organization?
Yeah.
And you want to be talking about other people's organizations? How does that old saying go? People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Exactly.
So, for me, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the aftermath of all of this, and to see how much will be brought to light as a result of these investigations. Also, I think it's very interesting, you know, that there are moles on the inside of FIFA giving inside information, wearing wires, so on and so forth. Right? So here's the thing: you want to talk about other organizations, ethics committees, and UEFA blocking things, so on and so forth. Maybe you also want to look at the fact there are people inside your own organizations wearing wires and informing on you. Just saying.
I mean, you know what? Yeah. G-Man, you back with us yet? All right, we might have to cut back.
I think his response is also sponsored by peanut M&Ms. But yeah, I just think that whole thing right now, it's like stepping into a rabbit hole for me, because the further we go, the deeper it gets. And I'm really curious to see exactly what will be uncovered. Like, how much don't we know is the question that I'm asking.
I mean, see, that's an interesting question. How much don't we know? I mean, even what we do know is not that much. But you know what? For me, it's a case of, I'm going to end up ranting on this. I know I am. Chuck Blazer cooperating with the FIFA investigation from 2001. Sorry, from 2011. Jezzy, do you remember what I said? I think it was last week or the week before about don't be surprised if those 14 arrested officials end up entering into some plea bargain and getting some lighter
you did
sentence.
You did say that.
When this came out, when this thing about Chuck Blazer came out, I actually started laughing because I was like, oh my, it started already.
And he's got his plea bargain ready.
Exactly. He's already got it in place. He's already got his plea bargain. Do not be surprised if this happens with all those officials that got arrested. I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? Chuck Blazer being a grass and snitching and all that. Yeah, he's doing it to save his own skin because he knows he's in deep trouble. What? Bribery, money laundering, and tax evasion. Right? Those are serious, especially money laundering and bribery. Those are very, very serious. So Karen Bardsley's just made a tremendous save on 10 minutes. Oh yeah, it's clean through. Defensive trap got beaten there. But it is one of them ones. I mean, the Nobel Peace Center ending the handshake initiative, I can't blame them. Because FIFA are funny saying this action does not embody the spirit of fair play. Oh, is that really? Is it really FIFA? Wait, hold on. Let me get this straight. The Nobel Peace Center withdrawing from the Handshake for Peace initiative does not embody the spirit of fair play. Neither does corruption. You ever thought about that? Neither does corruption. Corruption does not embody the spirit of fair play. So please, FIFA, shut your face, move on. Now, FIFA being disappointed, bro, I think the whole footballing world is actually disappointed in FIFA in terms of this corruption scandal. So you ain't got no right to be really disappointed as the Nobel Peace Center are like, you know what, we want nothing to do with this. How are you going to be disappointed with them? Why not be disappointed in yourselves? Why not be disappointed in the fact that you are being found out? You're being investigated by two separate entities, not just entities from the US, such as Interpol and the FBI, but the Swiss have now gotten involved in the act. Why don't you be disappointed about that? Because I'm disappointed about that. As a lover of football, as a supporter of a football club, as a player, I'm disappointed in this crap. So FIFA, you might want to point those guns inwards. No, might want to? No, you should point those guns inwards. Now, Swiss banks reporting possible money laundering. Hell, that's serious stuff. That is legitimately serious stuff. And hell, is one of them ones. I'm hoping whoever's involved in that gets done and penalized in a draconian fashion. Belgium seeking compensation for their unsuccessful World Cup. See, this is the thing about if the Qatar and Russia bids get found out to be corrupt, proven to be corrupt, I should say, because that is going to open up such a legal can of worms. And like I said, I think it was last week before, if those World Cup awards get cancelled, then you're going to have Qatar and Russia appealing. So this stuff is going to drag on and on and on like Ariston. And I personally think it's a bit too late to be cancelling the Russia bid at the moment, because it's only 2.5 years away, and they've probably done a lot of building work in terms of what's happening out there. Now, on the way up to Newcastle during the Ibis tour, it was actually mentioned in terms of Qatar, because I think it was Nick Robertson who's one of the threes. One of the players of the season, I think it was number 2 as player of the season, but is one of them was he did mention about the human rights violations in regards to the Qatar bid. All those lives would essentially be for naught. It would essentially be for naught if that was if that World Cup got cancelled. But the fact of the matter is, if the awards were corrupt, then hell, you're well within your rights to actually pursue legal action. Australia were going to, I think at one point, like try and look for 10 million compensation in regards to Qatar 2022. So they'd be able to reopen that. But the funniest thing I find about this whole thing, Sepp Blatter backing integrity checks. That is funny. That is funny. Sepp Blatter saying he backs integrity checks is about as useful as having a chocolate teapot. It's about as useful as Mario Balotelli was for Liverpool last season. It's about as useful as David Moyes was at Manchester United. About as useful as Nicholas Bentner was at Arsenal. You see where I'm going with this. About as useful as Adi Akinbaye for Leicester City. Let's leave there. Let's leave this for Brad Hicks. But no, it's a case of Blatter coming out and saying that it's like the future of FIFA has begun. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. We're digging into your past. We're trying to, like, the FBI, Interpol, and this Swiss investigation are trying to dig into your past. So the future ain't begun yet. You haven't left office yet. So how can the future begin when you're still there? No, Sepp. No, mate. Shut your face. I'm begging you. On behalf of Straight Shooting LJA, please leave it alone. I am begging you. Leave it alone. One thing I do find interesting though. The key is to strengthen democracy within the FIFA government. Correct me if I'm wrong, Blatter, but you never got voted in by democratic processes. So you've been voted. The last election you just won, you could see it was collusion with the African and Asian countries. We're going to vote for him because he's going to help us out. Okay. So how did you get into office 4 years ago? Oh, wait, you had no one running against you. How did you get into office before that? Oh, yeah, you had no one running against you. So, yeah, you want to strengthen democracy. Yeah, that's about as useful. That's about as useful as someone like, say, Jake the Snake Roberts wanting to clean up drugs out of wrestling. Yeah, I'm really going to take that credibly. It's about as used. It's about as used. It's a circus. It's an effing circus, to quote Jim Cornette. The only thing missing is that we haven't booked a dancing bear. This whole thing is an absolute circus. And how Blatter passed an integrity test in February, that beggars belief. That is about as much use as the fit and proper persons test, where you've had guys like Faxin Shinawatra get through, Massimo Cellino get through, even with the two-time convictions of being a fraudster. But like, no, Sepp Blatter passing an integrity test is laughable anyway, and for all the wrong reasons. It's one of them. As soon as I read that line out about Blatter passing an integrity test in February, again, my first thought was,
tell me I did not just see that.
That was my thought. I'm like, what? Felt like Steve Austin from 2001. What? Is your name humorous? Is that funny? What? That's all. With this whole FIFA situation, my thought is this.
I don't know what the hell's going on here. Wait a minute. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
That's my thought on it. That is my thought on it. Just don't get it. And yeah, Blatter's not gone yet. He's not gone yet. And I don't think he is going until the next election. It's just, I don't get it. I don't get it. G-Man, you want to jump in on this FIFA issue?
Well, to be honest, there's nothing really I can add. Like, I just listened to yours. No, not your rant, but your well-explained notions of why everything is bad FIFA and everything is even worse Blatter. And you know, like I said, it hasn't even gone yet. You know, 2 weeks ago, I thought he'd gone. He's still surfacing around FIFA, you know, making these claims. But I just want to home in on something in regards to the bidding process, which I found funny just before I went toilet, which was Belgium, what you said, apparently will or want to sue FIFA for if it's found out there's been any illegal happenings in the bidding process. And I find that funny, yeah? Because when you hear a nation spent £6 million on a presentation, you need to look at them and ask them, why the hell are you spending £6 million on a presentation for?
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
You know, when you just hear the vast amount of money, and people try and justify and say, well, yeah, England had David Beckham and had Prince Harry or Prince William, and, you know, they had David Cameron. But it's like, so why are these people getting paid? Aren't they patriotic? Aren't they meant to just want to say, yeah, I'm English, I want to help England? That's just going off on a different tangent, but I can't where is that money going? We were, you know, us three all went university, and I'm sure, yeah, we spent £3 on a CD, you know, when we had to do presentations, and might have had to fork a little on the overdue books or whatnot, you know, when we were studying to, you know, get that presentation over the line or whatever, yeah, but it weren't no £6 million.
Oh, cool.
I'm not going off on a different tangent, but I'm just looking at it from that angle.
Yeah. I mean, this
no,
whole...
If you can explain to me where £6 million went to, I would love to know.
Well, probably like hiring in celebrities and stuff.
Well, I have to agree with the G-man. I mean, yeah, we've gone off on a slight tangent, but when you look at it, that 6 million, if that was to be reintegrated back into football and not necessarily limited to grassroots level, right? What difference would that have made?
It's a great point.
I mean, see, this is the thing that actually annoys me. It's that they're going to waste potentially even more money suing each other and all this, so they might not even get anywhere. That's the concerning thing. But the fact of the matter is, the fact that there's so much corruption running rife. It as a football supporter, as a player, as a fan, as someone who loves to talk football, if you ask anyone, I do love talking football, and not just on PT shows. I will make a football-related reference into almost any conversation I have with anyone at any time. Man, woman, child, I don't care. But the fact of the matter is, it's just so frustrating, and it's actually not. This is almost like one of them Hollywood B movies. How this is playing out. Oh yeah, Chuck Blazer's a snitch. Yeah. Jack Warner's fearing for his life. He used to be a snitch, but now he wants to take down the entity that cast him asunder. So this is playing out like a really poor, generic Hollywood movie. And I don't like where this is going, because this is dragging the name of football through the mud. The Nobel Peace Center, you know what? Fantastic. What they've done, they were like, you know what? We don't want any part of this. We're seeing what you've been doing and all this corruption. We don't want any part of it at all. So they've made a stand. They've legitimately made a stand and pulled out. I wish other sponsors would be that ballsy and not just prioritize money, because that's what this comes down to. People and entities prioritizing money over the game of football. People lining their pockets instead of thinking about the game of football. For me, that's what it comes down to. And it's a disgrace. It's an effing disgrace, in the words of Didier Drogba. It is one of them. It is a disgrace. I don't like it. I obviously don't like this. And I said, there's going to be a lot more crap to hit the fan before this is all said and done. If you smell what the straight shooting one's saying. I do not like the way this looks. Do not like this. I mean, Brad Hicks has just said in the Skype chat, McDonald's won't pull out because they need the money. I mean, they don't even necessarily need it, but it's a case of because there's so much money involved. These people won't pull out because they can see it's a cash cow. And also, like I've said before, in terms of like Suarez situation when he was biting up next man, and where the other situations such as and the other situations such as the Big Brother race we're out with Jade Goody and Shil Pachetti, it was one of them ones. Anytime you get something like that, you see people's true colors, because you see that sponsors who will, like, if one or two sponsors walk away because of an incident, there will be 5 sponsors looking to replace them, and all because it's all about the money. It's the way I see it. It's disgraceful. It's utterly disgraceful. FIFA need to clean up their act, and I've said before that UEFA are not exactly innocent, and it looks like glass houses and throwing stones by them. If it's true that they blocked this integrity test, then it kind of does reinforce the point I've been saying, that UEFA need to like stop shooting their mouths off, because just because their corruption hasn't been shown yet doesn't mean it hasn't happened. I don't mean to go CWO on it, but you know what? Yeah, I just want to jump back to Facebook. Lauren Dugan has said in regards to moving the Scottish Premiership to summer, she said, I think moving the Scottish Premiership to the summer window would be better, because so many games get called off during the winter, and not just because of the snow but also the rain. Yes, we do end up having rain or whatever, but so many teams already have the idea of 3G and 4G pitches. In fact, Kilmarnock Football Club have just had a plastic pitch installed at Rugby Park. Whether it will help remains to be seen in my eyes. I think their move was purely funding based, because Scottish football isn't exactly swarming with funding right now, so it's a cost-cutting measure. However, I think moving it to the summer may suit a lot of fans more, because although grounds and their surrounding areas may be clear, depending on where you're based, then the weather could affect your capability to go to watch your team. Plus, it would be better for the fans and for the clubs, because as a fan of the Scottish game, then I think more fans are likely to travel on a Wednesday night, for example, in June or July, to go to other grounds like Ross County, where it could be slightly warmer, compared to doing that trek in December or January, meaning more money coming through the turnstiles, etc. Great point. Love that.
Excellent point.
Love that point. Love that point.
And I think it's probably one that I missed in terms of my own analysis of it. And, you know, I always say this in relation to our show, but it really is true for football as well. Without the fans, there is no game, right? So if moving to the summer does mean that there are more fans, then honestly, that's what's best for Scottish football.
Yeah.
And I think the other interesting point that's being made is the fact that there isn't a lot of sponsorship money going around right now in terms of Scottish football. So Scottish football has to generate the money itself. And the way it's going to do that is by making games accessible to fans. And if that means moving to summer, so be it. Because if that means that it can be self-sustaining as a result of that, then that really is the best thing for Scottish football.
No, definitely. No, definitely. I mean, it is. See, this is one of them, as like I was saying earlier. It's got to be for the betterment of football. It's got to be for the good of football, not just for the good of one guy's bank account or an elite few bank accounts. Got to be for the good of football. I mean, Scottish football moving to the summit. Obviously, there's pros, there's cons, but it's one of them ones. But you know what? It is one of them ones also where it is about that time for us to move into a segment, like I've said before, near and dear to my heart, and also one that the G-Man was a part of this weekend, among with many others. Because Newcastle, it was where I wanna be. right here with the Ibis.
Afro Xavier.
Hey, you know it's funny. Oh my word. Some people haven't even seen those videos yet either. Oh my word. But it is one of them ones. It is time to go into the next segment, which is Crossroads segment. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we are in the grassroots segment of the show, and this is PT Live, the England Lionesses. 29 minutes gone, 0-0 versus Norway. Yes, we don't script this stuff. Yeah, we definitely don't script this stuff. Anyway, it is one of them ones. It is one of them ones where, yeah, we've had a very interesting weekend, haven't we, Gav? There we go. He doesn't even want to remember it. But you know what? Now, the Ibis FC Newcastle tour was back underway. Big shout outs to everyone at Ibis Football Club, at Ibis_football on Twitter, and Facebook.com/IBIS.FC on Facebook, and also inaugural Mushroom Cup. So hopefully, personally, I'm actually hoping that the Mushroom Cup actually becomes a regular thing, because it would be fantastic if it was. And big shout outs to Gosforth Bohemians FC. You can find them on Facebook, and they are at BOHS1894 on Twitter. I said big time shout outs to those who joined in to the Mushroom Cup. Big shout out to Jordan, actually. A brilliant guy by the name of Jordan, who I actually met up during the Mushroom Cup. And funnily enough, he actually recognized me because of Pitch Talk Meets John City. So fantastic stuff. But yeah, the first ever Mushroom Cup was actually a very interesting time. And basically what it was in support of the Mushroom Cup was in aid of Shine Cancer Support. And about the Mushroom Cup, basically I'm going to read the about. My name is Daniel Ford. I lost my beautiful wife Hannah last year to cancer. She was just 28 years old, and those who knew her, I'm sure will agree what a selfless, caring, and wonderful person she was. I was extremely lucky and grateful to have had 8 years with her, even if our time as man and wife was all too brief. Shine Northeast is a local branch of a national charity which offers support for young people with cancer. They supported Hannah and gave her a chance to speak to people in similar situations. She made many wonderful friends in the charity, and by having this football tournament, I hope the charity can go on supporting people and making sure no young person goes through this horrible disease alone. Now, it was absolutely fantastic because Gosforth Bohemians hosted the charity football tournament in memory of Hannah and in aid of the charity, which helped her through her years of battling with the illness. It took place on the 20th of June 2015, the Mushroom Cup, hosted at Gosforth Bohemians ground, Benson Park. Big time shout outs to everybody involved at Gosforth Bohemians and also Shine Cancer Support as well. You can actually still donate to it. mydonate.bt.com. facebook.com/fundraisers/Daniel Ford1. If you would like to donate, it is mydonate.bt.com/fundraisers/Daniel Ford1. For more information and the donation link, also check out Gosforth Bohemians on Twitter at BOHS1894. There are a couple of really interesting tweets out there. And basically the results in the first round of games, there were 4 teams: Team Hannah, Tyneside Irish, Ibis FC, and the Gosforth Bohemians team as well. The first set of results were Team Hannah 0, Tyneside Irish 1, Ibis Football 1, Gosforth Bohemians 1. So it's one of those we really should have beaten. We really should have beaten that Gosforth Bohemians team, but we just didn't put away our chances. In the Ibis FC Facebook group, I actually took video because I was injured and couldn't play, but I did take some video materials and video footage and put that up. So it's on the Ibis FC Facebook group. But the second round of games, the second phase was Team Hannah 2, Ibis Football 0, Gosforth Bohemians 3, Tyneside Irish 2. Those were the second set of results. And also, Ibis actually placed third after a penalty shootout with Tyneside Irish. It was a 2-2 draw, and one of the goals in it, oh my God, was nuts. Oh, Graham Smith, his goal was amazing as well. There's video of that actually on the Facebook group as well. I actually managed to catch it. But it was one of them there was a nail-biting penalty shootout after the 2-2 draw. And I actually did film the whole penalty shootout again, which is on the Ibis FC Facebook group as well. So if you search Ibis FC, you can actually see the video of that. And you know, it was fantastic to be part of the Mushroom Cup, even though I couldn't play. There was a big raffle as well, and a prize drawing. It was just an amazing day. And it was actually Gosforth Bohemians versus Team Hannah. And Team Hannah ended up taking the trophy. So it's absolutely fantastic. I think they've raised nearly £2,000, I think it is. Yeah, £2,650 has been raised, and I think the target was 1,000. So they've smashed through that target. So brilliant stuff. And as I said, it's raising money for Shine Cancer Support. So mydonate.bt.com/fundraisers/Daniel Ford1 is where you can donate. Is where you can actually donate. It is one of them was just brilliant, just absolutely brilliant. I mean, I just love the fact that football can really come together in moments like this. And it was brilliant to see. And there is actually, we've just retweeted it from Gosforth Bohemians. There is actually a photo with all 4 teams who took part in the tournament. You'll see my face if you're close to it, but it is one of them ones where it is just so brilliant to see the power of football for good to really bring people together. Absolutely love it. I mean, G-Man, what was I think you played well. And this one was, how did you feel about taking part in the Mushroom Cup tournament?
Oh, you know what? It was just good to be part of it, to be honest. Like, I never really thought about it too much until after the event and after, you know, when we had the raffle.
Yeah. I think everyone was still clearing the hangovers.
Yeah. But the hangovers? What hangovers?
What beers? What rum? In
all essence, it's all for a good cause, and you know, many of us on here probably have known or you know, had a close one who has died of cancer as well, and you know, there's so much that can be done, and it's great to see, you know, like events like this being put on. It wasn't just football; it was football, the whole raffle thing, you know, bringing friends together, and you know, giving to charity at the same time. So it was just a good event, to be honest. I really appreciated it, liked it.
Yeah, no, I hear that, man. I mean, I had a lot of fun just taking video footage and just getting involved with the day. It was great to see Woody, Michael Wood back.
He's a great track partner. I've got to say that.
I mean, it was fantastic to see his overhead kick attempt was brilliant. I'm so glad I got that on film. You just see everyone, oh wait, G, hit again. Yes.
He made me feel like $1 million. He was like, after the game, you know what? Play with you. I felt like Alan Sheeran. You were like Teddy Sheringham.
Oh, yeah. It was brilliant.
Okay. Is it?
And I was like, wait, there's no pace. But then Woody was like, hey, the first 35 yards are played in your mind. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, it was an absolutely brilliant tournament. And once again, a big time shout out to Ibis Football Club. I mean, it was brilliant. I mean, I know everyone was really privileged to actually play in the tournament. I was privileged to be there on the day. I mean, it really was a fantastic day, not just for us as Ibis, but for football and also for the Shine charity as well. I mean, for such a great cause. I mean, for such a great cause, it's just one of them ones, man. I said I love this. I just love that football can bring people together and can get people really inspired. I mean, it's one of them ones. I mean, over £2,000 already raised. Was it £2,650 raised? I mean, that is amazing. That is absolutely amazing that kind of money can be raised for such a great cause.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that. I mean, Tom Wood, you wanted to mention something in the grassroots segment as well.
Yeah, what was I going to say? My football coach Nigel is going to be taking on a role for the Special Olympics for my county, for Essex, and a lot of my football team have signed up for it. So we could be go around the country, playing other football, like 7-side teams around the country, and they've signed up. So I'm quite proud of myself.
No, that is fantastic stuff. I mean, good luck to him. I mean, good luck.
But we get to go to Sheffield in 2017, so I'm looking forward to that already. And we only have training once a month, but we can still play for our team porters. But I'm looking more forward to playing for the Special Olympics team instead of playing for porters.
Oh, great stuff. That is great stuff. I mean, it's one of them was football can be so inspiring. I love that. I mean, Tom's potentially going to get the experience of a lifetime as well. I love it. I love it. I love that, man. But you know what? It is one of them ones, man. We've loved, as I said, on behalf of everyone at Ibis Football Club. Thank you to Gosforth Bohemians. Also, thank you to Team Hannah and Tyneside Irish for letting us take part and being great sports in the Mushroom Cup, the first ever Mushroom Cup. I'm hoping it becomes an annual thing. It would be fantastic if it does. I really, really hope it does. But it is one of them ones, man. It is fantastic, absolutely fantastic stuff. But you know what? It is about that time for us to switch gears because it's the final segment of the show. And by the way, it's almost halftime. Norway 0, England Lionesses 0. 43 minutes gone. A couple of very good saves by Karen Barzi and a couple of last-ditch blocks as well. Remember, follow Girls on the Ball at Girls on the Ball on Twitter, www.girlsontheball.com and facebook.com/girlsontheball for updates. We are in the home straight. It's time for
stuff of the week.
La da da la da da la da da la da da la da. It's almost the end of the show. It's time for the week. Oh yes, Ibis is in action. We're still here. It's still 0-0. 2 more away. Da 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 da. Every night. We are Pitch Talk, the PT family. Every Monday night, talking football. Talk with ya. Gotta love it. Cause it's Monday night. We are alive. Big shout out.
You just had to go Cosby, didn't you?
Of course. I personally blame the mother. Anyway. Big shout out to Big T, aka at Original T44 on Twitter. He says, listening as always after a long shift at work. Keep up the good work. When are we going to get official Pitch Talk t-shirts? It's in the pipeline. It's in the pipeline. We'll keep you updated on that. The old see the show, buy the shirt.
Well, my question to Big T is, when are we going to get Talking Pie shirts?
When are we going to get the pie? Sweet potato pie.
Yeah, or just some Talking Pie.
What? Talking pie may get someone. Anyway, no. I'm not going down that way. But let's go for goal of the week first. Jezzy G, man, who you going for goal of the week?
Oh, well, I have to go with Kaya Simon, right?
Yeah.
It's historic on multiple levels. So, yeah, my goal of the week, Kaya Simon.
Good shout. G-Man, who you going for?
I'm going to have to go with what I've only seen, and that's Graham Leonidas.
I know why as well. During the Mushroom Cup. Yeah. No, that's a good shout. No, that is actually a great shout. Who am I going to go for in terms of goal of the week? Yeah, I mean, Kaya Simon, for what it meant. For what that meant, I'm definitely going to have to go Kaya Simon. But there's a good couple of honorable mentions out there. But
Thiago Silva being one.
I mean, I can't look further than Kaya Simon because of what that goal meant. And by the way, it's halftime. England Lionesses 0, Norway Ladies 0 at the moment. Brad Hicks has gone for Jesse Lingard, and Russ Vernon has gone for Jesse Lingard as well. Mike Harniman, goal of the week.
I'm going to give it to the one that was mentioned earlier by Jesse Fizzle, and that was Henry's goal.
No, great shout. Great shout. I forgot about that as an honourable mention. Yes, that is a good one. Kieran Riley, goal of the week.
Don't have one this week, mate. Not watch much football.
Oh, that's a surprise. Ryan Sonley, who are you going for? Goal of the week.
I don't have one.
Okay. Tom Wood, you got a goal of the week?
Don't have one either.
What?
Don't watch no football at all.
Everyone who does not.
We want back to normal football, not girls' football, normal football.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with women's football. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with
I don't see nothing wrong
with the women's
World Cup.
You know what? For those who didn't have a goal of the week,
-5 stars.
Have to say that, dude. But you know what? Let's go for team of the week. Team of the week, I would say. Team of the week, I'm going to go honourable mention to Australia, the Australian Matildas, because of the history they made this week. But Gosforth Bohemians. I want to say Gosforth Bohemians, and just for hosting the Mushroom Cup, because it was great. It was a great day to be a part of, in honor of raising money for Shine Cancer Support in honor of Hannah Ford. It was a fantastic day to be a part of, and massive honourable mention to Ibis Football Club and everyone who went on that Newcastle tour. Nick Robertson, Ollie Lewis, Jack Lloyd, Andy Matthews for organising everything. Ollie Wooden, Alex Minchell, Dan Mear, the G-Man, Gavin Henry, Stephen Halliday, Chris Reed, Joe Brophy. Oh, there were so many of us. Joe Elvin. It was fantastic. Cal Simpungwe, Dan Mear, Graham Smith. How can I forget G? It's one of them ones that it was just so fantastic. The Newcastle tour is back. I love it. And Michael Wood as well, aka Woody. Love it. It's absolutely fantastic. So, G-Man Jersey, team of the week.
Well, I'll give an honourable mention to the Gosforth Bohemians, but for me, my team of the week has to be Team Hannah.
Yeah. No, great.
Inaugural Mushroom Cup, and they win it for Hannah.
Definitely.
So you know what? For all of those players that was representing Hannah, thank you very much. You're my team of the week.
Great shout. G-Man, who you going for?
Yeah, fantastic shout. Well, honourable mention to the Mushroom Cup and every team that participated, not just Ibis or the Bohemians, the other two teams as well. But I'm gonna go, and this might sound weird, but I'm gonna go honourable team of the week, Jamaica, yeah, for only getting beaten by Argentina by 1-0 and Uruguay. I just find it amazing. Like,
yeah,
fair dues.
That is a very good shout, because wasn't it their first invitation to the Copa America as well?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, to survive essentially, they did really well.
No, definitely. I'll go with that. I will definitely go with that. Brad Hicks has gone for the Australian women. And where are we going as well? Yeah, and Russ Vernon has gone for the England Lionesses as team of the week. Mike Harniman, who are you going for? Team of the week.
For me, I'm going to give it to the German ladies.
Great shout. Great shout. Kieran Riley, who are you going for? Team of the week.
Honourable mention to the England Lionesses, but it's got to be the Aussie women's team.
Great shout. Great shout. Tom Wood, who are you going to?
For Soccerability, for all their hard work this season, everything they've done for us and all the other players. The other 60-odd players we've got in the squad.
Great shout. Great shout. Ryan Sonley, team of the week.
My team of the week is actually going to be England's CP team.
The Cerebral Palsy team. Great shout.
I mean, for winning 14-0, but it's actually been credited as a 10-0 win.
No, great shout. That's a fantastic shout. Yeah. Anyone else got their team of the week? Yeah. I like that. All right. Let's shoot for player of the week. Player of the week. G-Man, Jesse, who you going for?
well, I'm going for Graham Leonardo's, and I'm not just talking about on the football pitch.
That's a good.
He's filthy animal.
Deviant. I mean, what's the name that came up? Oh lordy, that is a great shout. My player of the week, I'm gonna go for after Jesse gives his. Jesse.
Well, mine has to be Anya Metag.
That's a fantastic shout. That is a fantastic shout.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. No, it's fair. I am gonna go for Farrah Williams. She's impressed.
Equally phenomenal.
She's impressed me in a few of the games, and you know what? First England women's player to have found the back of the net at 3 different World Cups, and she shares that only with David Beckham. She's in an elite class. This one of them was Farrah Williams, my player of the week. Let's go for Tom Wood. You got a player of the week?
Mine's not a player, mine's a manager. Phil Brown for signing a 3-year deal, which includes him being a shareholder as well as the manager.
Good shout. Russ Vernon has said Karen Carney / Alex Greenwood. It's good picks there, actually. Ryan Sonley, player of the week.
It's an honourable mention to me playing in goal in my training for only a knockabout, but I was pulling off some good saves in front of a few of the coaches of Plymouth Argyle Community Trust.
I love that he gives it to himself. I love that. That is tremendous.
Yeah, you got it.
That is tremendous. Brad Hicks has gone Frank Kirby. I like that as a pick. Yeah, you know what? I like that. Mike Harniman, who are you going for, player of the week?
Yeah, for me, I'm going to give it to Alex Greenwood as well, to agree with Russ on that one. And also an honourable mention to the returning Abu Zabier.
You think you're funny, don't you? This one's terrible. Kieran Riley, who are you going for, player of the week?
Well, mine's a manager and a executive, and that is Chris Cullis, and to becoming the Wolves women's first team manager, and also Jez Moxley for being elected to the Football League board.
Good shouts. Very, very good shouts. Let's go for flop of the week. G-Man, Jezzy, who are you going for, flop of the week?
Well, most definitely, I am going for the G-Money.
I think I might agree with you on that one.
Not only was in the first night, I was a one-man wrecking ball.
Oh, Lordy. What happens in Newcastle stays in Newcastle.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, no. All honesty, I can only go for what I saw this weekend, and I'm going for myself. I'm putting the guns in with like Russ Vernon done on One Pitch Talk show back in 2013. I'm putting the guns inward.
I love that. Oh my God, I love that. Jazzy Fizzle, who you got for flop of the week?
Well, it's a difficult one, but there's always an easy target, and it's FIFA.
Yeah, fair.
For me.
Totally fair.
And their film Passions.
Oh, that United Passions.
Yeah, going back to United Passions, right? And the reason why I bring up FIFA and United Passions is just because they actually have a much better film. And the much better film that they have is called Heroes, right? The History of the Women's World Cup.
I thought it was
which is available on BBC iPlayer, by the way.
Great shout. Fantastic.
United Passions. It sounds like a porn movie.
It does, doesn't it? I said last week it sounds like a bit Triple X. But no, good shout. Let's go for my flop of the week. Oh, it has to be FIFA. I mean, I can't look any further than FIFA. With honourable mention to the G-Man in Newcastle. So I'm sorry, it had to be said.
But there's a reason behind that.
It had to be said. Brad Hicks has gone flop of the week. Me. Straight shooting LJ because of the Abel Xavier video. Oh, Lordy. It was a lot of fun, though. It actually was a hell of a lot of fun.
I want to take this back. I'm going for LJA as my flop of the week.
Hey, no.
That put me on the path of being a wrecking ball.
I didn't put you on the path of anything. You took me off the path of playing.
Me in on the shots, yeah?
Oh, that trade journey up there was a carve up.
You're an enabler.
Oh, my. You enabling that way, anyway. I can't say that on there. Who's enabler? Oh, Tom Wood, who you going for flop of the week?
Neymar.
Great shout. Ryan Sonley, who you going for flop of the week?
Well, they ain't a flop because they didn't play anywhere. It's Leeds. Nah, it's Neymar, really.
Nah, good shout. Kieran Riley, flop of the week.
I also agree with Tom earlier. Definitely you. Sorry, not you. Sorry, Brad. Definitely you for that video.
Hey, you're funny. Russ Vernon, flop of the week.
I changed it from what I sent over to you. I sent Brazilian women. I'm changing it to Mark Sampson, the England Lioness, as head coach, because I'm surprised he's changed the team tonight. I thought Greenwood played well at left back, and I'm surprised she's been dropped tonight. In my opinion, because I thought she's done brilliantly in the past couple of matches, and I thought she deserves another chance tonight. And hopefully she comes on and does well and helps us go through, and then keeps the plates. Come on, the Lionesses.
No, that's an interesting one. Mike Harniman, flop of the week to round out.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to give it to Parma. And the reason behind that is if you've seen that they're going to be playing from next season in the 4th division of the Italian football.
Basically, amateur leagues, yeah.
In the amateur leagues, due to, where's the link here now so I can get all the relevant details here. Basically, due to problems with, I think it's finances and stuff.
Well, it's due to the problems that we mentioned about a month or two ago on the show. And it's like, yeah, we went through that in...
Which has basically been covered by being bankrupt and all that. So, yeah, Parma are my flop of the week for this week.
Fair dues, fair dues. Little harsh, but fair dues. It is one of them ones. But you know what? It is time. It is time for us to start vacating the place with a haste. Because it is about that time for us. We gotta make tracks, man. I don't like this part of the show. I never do, because I never want to go. Never can say goodbye, but we have got to.
Hi, I'm John Sitton, and I'm here with Gavin, Liam, and Gerald on Pitch Talk.
The football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions.
Hello, I'm Russ Vernon. My name is Christian Carambeau.
I'm grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hi, I'm Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan, and you're listening to Pitch Talk, the only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
I'm Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
I'm Rob Lusher, former chairman of Ibis FC.
I'm Samir Swanee, co-founder and co-director of Motivate Sports and Fitness.
And you're listening to
Pitch Talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, straight shooting LJ, the G-Man, and Jersey Fizzle proudly bring to you the football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions, because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Yes, I said talk.
I was going to say the pitch is not where we puke. But anyway, that's a different story. Couple round on the track one. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, www.pitch-talk.com is the official website for everything Pitch Talk. Facebook.com/Pitch Talk. Become a fan, become a friend, become a member of the group. Join the footballing revolution. We are working so hard to create. Pitchtalk.blogspot.com or .co.uk will get you to the blogs by yours truly, Straight Shooting LJ, the G-Man, Jezzy Fizzle, and many, many others as well. We've got many more blogs coming too. One of them ones, man. YouTube.com/Pitch Talk is where you can find all of our videos, including our 2 new videos. Pitch Talk meets Dave McLaughlin, chairman of Alexandra Park FC of the 14 Southern Amateur League. And also Pitch Talk at the 2015 FA Cup final. We met Arsenal fans, we met Villa fans. Big shout outs to guys such as Lee Murray, Nick Patel, Mr. Matt Plant as well. Big time shout outs to all of the fans that we met. And one of the PT family, Wayne Schumann, who we bumped into. Big time shout outs to Nathan Arsenal and also Jamie Bailey as well, who jumped in as a guest co-host. Yeah, Jamie, yeah, baby. I love it. But also at Pitch Talk on Twitter.com/Pitch Talk. Tweet with us, follow us, see what we are up to. 07535804466 is the mobile number. Call us, text us, let us know your views. If you text us, leave your name at the end of the text as well. Pitch Talk live on Google Plus as well. You know what? An absolute pleasure bringing you your Monday night football and fix every single Monday night. We've got so much more during the summer as well. A lot more special feature segments coming up. Big shout outs to Ian Kerr of Thin White Line magazine. Big time shout outs at Tweet White Line on Twitter, twitter.com/Tweet tweet White Line, and also facebook.com/Finn White Line Magazine, www.finnwhitelinemagazine.com. Also, big shout out to Girls on the Ball who are out in Canada watching the England Lionesses, who after 47 minutes still drawing 0-0 with Norway in the FIFA Women's World Cup round of 16. It is one of them was also at Girls on the Ball on Twitter, facebook.com/Girls on the Ball, and www.girlsontheball.com. I said big shout out to all of Ibis FC and the guys who made the Newcastle tour fantastic. It's one of them was Ben Pierre, Minch, everybody who came on the tour. It was absolutely tremendous. Big shout out to at Gianluca Lia 96 on Twitter, via Brad Hicks at Brad Hicks 20 on Twitter. He was on newest Skyper today, live from Malta. And that was tremendous stuff. Pitchtalk International, eh? The International PT family. Big shout outs to Mike Harniman, Tom Wood, Kieran Riley, Brad Hicks, Russ Vernon, and many, many others, of course. Big shout outs to Jennifer Evans. Also to Lauren Dugan as well for her comments on our Facebook questions as well. Big shout outs. Big shout outs to Ryan Sonley too. Well, that was, man. We've had a hell of a lot of fun. Big shouts, as said, everyone. The Ibis FC Newcastle tour, what it was amazing. It was tremendous. Gotta love it. Memories that will last a lifetime. Speaking of memories that will last a lifetime, big shout out to Gosforth Bohemians. Big shout outs to Tyneside Irish and Team Hannah as well. It was one of them was that it was absolutely fantastic to take part in the inaugural Mushroom Cup up at Benson Park. Massive shout outs. Massive shout outs. Absolutely. For us to face. I've been straight shooting LJA.
And I've been the Dreamer.
And as always, I've been Jazzy Fizzle.
We'd like to say to everyone, thank you very much. Good night.